Hey guys, Dr. Kahu here and welcome back to my channel. Now today I'm going to be doing a new movie, and that is What If Deku Was Born with One for All, the movie. And how will this affect the My Hero Academia universe moving forward as a whole? Now, as usual, guys, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and because you guys have been so great, guys, I don't mind whatever likes you guys give me, thank you, and I appreciate all you guys' comments down in the comment section down below. You guys are great, and I'm just going to explain something right now, okay, guys, about all my other what-ifs. I'm very busy right now, guys. I'm actually a little bit short of going back into work. Our country is going in and out of lockdown, which is really irritating. So, in a sense, I'm on the fence with a lot of my old what-ifs, like what if Goku had Broly's potential, what if Naruto merged with Kurama, what if and all that. I'm trying to get there, I'm doing my best to get there, okay? So I apologize if you guys are still waiting. The reason why these My Hero Academia what-ifs come out, because I've done them all already. They're already pretty much done. I just need to put them all together as a one movie compilation. So I hope you guys understand. I apologize for all you guys are waiting, my bad, okay? But unfortunately for myself, life doesn't stop. Alright, so I'm sorry guys, again. But yeah, well, enough about me apologizing. Let's get into this continuation of this new movie that I'm going to make, and that is What If Deku Was Born with One for All, the movie. So of course, guys, let our story begin. So as our story begins, young Inko is taking young Izuku to school at age 4. This is roughly around the time all the kids around their age starts to develop and begin getting their quirks. So Inko, in her own sense, is doing her best to excite Izuku and also help him out, you know. It's quite ironic that the person that he worships the most is All Might, you know, and she always smiles at that. So as she takes young Izuku to school, she tells him, "Don't worry, your quirk will come soon, okay, my son?" And bear in mind, Izuku's still Izuku, okay? And he's like, "Yeah, mom, okay." He rushes out after school and he sees his best friend Katsuki Bakugo. Now, on that day, Katsuki Bakugo himself develops his quirk, the explosion quirks, where all the teachers admire young Katsuki Bakugo and they build his ego up from the beginning, okay? Izuku sees this and he feels this little tremor within himself. He's unsure what he's going through, but he just feels something weird. And so in his normal excitement, he rushes home to tell his mom that Katsuki got a quirk and that he would like to go to the quirk doctors to get his one checked out. And so Inko takes Izuku to a private quirk doctor, okay? Not a quirk doctor that is Dr. Ujuko. No, because of certain circumstances, which you guys will find out soon, Izuku goes to a certain doctor, a doctor that's proved by other people and has a much more protective background. As they go to the doctor goes, "Welcome, Inko. Come on in." And this must be the young Izuku Midoria, I see. Izuku smiles and he goes, "Well, today we're going to be testing it to see whether you get your quirk and, if possible, to understand what kind of quirk you have, young Izuku. Are you looking forward to it?" Izuku's like, "Of course, I'm looking forward to being just like All Might." Inko's smiling bashfully, and so is the doctors. And so they take Izuku into the back and they check him, of course. And after checking him, they take Izuku back out. It takes a while for the doctors to get the test back, but they do explain that Izuku has a quirk. He 100% has the quirk. He has that missing piece of his toe, whatever, that extra joint that's gone. So he's streamlined body. Okay, what the stupid Ujuko in them state about quirks. But anyway, Izuku has a quirk. Now they're unsure how to explain Izuku's quirk. All they can explain for now is like a massive energy within his body. They also explain that Izuku's got a really powerful quirk. They can state that. They're unsure when it's going to activate, but they know it's going to activate sooner or later, okay? So keep that in mind. And what happens is Izuku's like, "Yes, go, I'm so excited." Both Inko and the doctor smile, and Inko tells Izuku, "Go play outside with the toys right now while me and the doctor talk." And Izuku's like, "Alright." He rushes out, of course, goes play. And the doctor goes, "Well, I'm glad that he's doing really well. Have you told him yet?" Inko goes, "No, I haven't told him yet." It's quite ironic that All Might has his favourite right, and the doctor smiles at Inko, because bear in mind, in this what if the doctor knows Inko, okay? Certain people know Inko. She's very important in a lot of aspects in reality, or in this what if. But what goes down is young Izuku's playing outside with the toys, you know, being a normal kid. The doctor explains to Inko that, judging by Izuku's quirk, it's much like his. And it shocks Inko, it really shocks her a lot. And she goes, "What do you mean?" And he just explains, judging by the power readings he's getting from Izuku's quirk itself, it's up to his level. And Inko's like surprised. And she goes, would it kill him? And he goes, no, the power he has was born with him. It's unique. It's unlike anything I've ever seen before. I've seen his quirk, and his quirk is amazing. Nothing I've seen before either. At the same time, though, young Izuku he has this quirk from birth. It's amazing. Enko's like, I see. I'll keep an eye on it and I'll make sure. And he goes, very well, very good. Just stay in touch and we'll go from there, Enko. Yeah? And he goes, thank you, doctor. And they leave, of course. As they leave, she takes Izuku home. He's excited and everything. He goes to sleep after his mum makes him a great food, you know. And when he goes to sleep, Enko grabs a blank phone and rings up a number. When she rings up a number, she says, "Hey, I'm just checking in. I took Izuku to the doctors today, and the doctors stated that he has a quirk. The special doctor, of course, as you should know, and he stated that he may have your quirk up to the level that you have it at, as if he was already given. I hope you hear this, and I hope you understand that we do love you, and we appreciate everything you're doing out there for all of us. Thank you, Enko." Enko hangs up the phone and breaks the phone and chucks it away. What goes down? Next day, Izuku goes to school and he's hanging out with Katsuki Bakugo, and they're all talking about their quirks and everything like that. And Izuku states that the quirk doctor stated that I'll get my quirk soon. It's very powerful, but he said that I just have to wait. Katsuki Bakugo at first goes, well, it may not be as powerful as my quirk, you know, Deku, Izuku, but I'm happy that you're going to have a quirk. And Izuku's like, yeah, right. And so what goes down, as they're all hanging out, is Izuku, Bakugo, Tsubasa, and the boy with the long fingers, they all head out to the forest. They're walking as a team. Bakugo goes, follow me, guys. We'll work together and we'll become heroes. They're all excited, walking across the forest, you know, until they come across a stream like they do in canon. And what goes down is, as Bakugo begins to fall, Izuku sees this. His other friends don't see it because they're like too slow to react. But something inside Izuku just ignites. This burst of energy bursts through Izuku's body. He has this red stripes goes down his body briefly. And in an instant, Izuku jumps at Katsuki Bakugo. He catches him with one hand, but accidentally drops him. And as Bakugo leaves Izuku's hand, Izuku's like, Kachan! And what goes down is Black Whip appears out of Izuku's arm unintentionally, grabs Bakugo, but Izuku falls off the tree branch as well. And as he's falling on the ground, Izuku closes his eyes, trying to hold Bakugo up in himself. And as Izuku has his eyes closed, trying not to like brace himself from hitting the ground, Katsuki Bakugo goes, Izuku! Izuku's like, what? He goes, you have your quirk, and you have two of them. That's incredible. Izuku's like, what? And Izuku opens his eyes. He's realizing, one, he's floating. Two, Katsuki Bakugo is being held by a thin black energy, as we know as Black Whip. And as Izuku's holding him, he's like, I have a quirk! All his friends are all surprised, they're all happy. And now this time, Katsuki Bakugo doesn't feel like Izuku's looking down on him. It's actually quite the opposite. Bakugo is finally happy that his friend's got a quirk and he doesn't need to like have this thingy lingering over him. And so Bakugo is so excited, like they push that all aside, and Izuku saves Bakugo. He falls to the ground, tired but not blacking out. Bakugo goes, wow, Izuku, you saved my life. Thank you so much. Your quirk's amazing. You can float and you can generate this type of whip energy. That's pretty cool. Hey, maybe we can work as a dynamic duo. You know, my explosions and your ability to fly and grab people. That works, right, Izuku? Izuku's like, yeah, Kachan. Yeah. All of them are excited. They go back and Izuku starts to practice his quirk. He jumps in the air and floats, and he starts to get it slowly but surely. But he doesn't realize, though, that Izuku's body is starting to slowly but surely change. The quirk within him is starting to ignite, expand. His body's going to develop really fast thanks to how powerful the quirk is. And if you guys are all wondering what the quirk is, of course Izuku has one for all, hence the title, one for all. But it's the circumstance of how Izuku was born with it is the thing that's going to be unique. Anyway, Izuku goes home to his mom. He explains everything that he developed the quirk. He saved Kachan without even knowing, like he wasn't even looking at Katsuki Bakugo, but he instantly, from instinct, jumped and saved Bakugo. And before they both hit the water, Izuku was floating, holding him up. And Enko hears this, and she goes, okay, I see. And she goes, well, we need to go to the quirk doctors right away, okay, Izuku? Have you developed anything else? And Izuku goes, I have this nagging feeling, like this build-up of energy within my body flowing through. I can't explain, Mom. And for some reason, I hate just a sense around me to see and feel. And Nico is just kind of shocked and scared. And so she takes Izuku to the doctors, and the doctors go, yes, Izuku has developed your quirk. Can you show me, please, young man? Izuku jumps in the air and begins to float. And Inko is like, wow, Izuku? Izuku's just smiling, floating in mid-air. And he drops down, breathing in and out. He's like, I can float, Mum. And she's like, yeah, But what else can he do? Izuku stretches his hands out, and as he stretches both his arms out, focusing, he shoots out black whip tendrils out of both arms, but not really strong right now, but he still managed to pull them out, and he realizes he has variable control over them. And so what happens, the doctor goes, I see. So Izuku exhibits these quirks. Well, I'm going to look over some certain files upon the quirk, Inko. Inko understands what the doctor meant. I'll get in contact with him as well and see what can happen, okay? As I said right now, this conversation we've never had. He looks at Izuku and goes, you'll be coming back here tomorrow and we're going to be doing some quirk evaluation tests on your entire body, okay, young Izuku? Your quirk is powerful. We're unsure if it could possibly hurt you, okay? Izuku says, oh, alright, doctor. And he goes, not to worry, young man, you're special. That's all I can say. He taps Izuku's head and Inko and Izuku go back home. Izuku's still excited, you know, he floats around the house a lot, and Inko at first is nervous, but she's happy to see her son playing around with his quirk. Until Izuku one time in his room accidentally he went to go flick the air, and flicking the air he kind of smacked his everything away from him, his desk, everything. And when Inko comes in the room, Izuku's room is kind of like badly destroyed with Izuku's air pressure from his finger. Inko's like, what did you do? Izuku explained what he did, and Inko goes, try your best to hold your power back, okay, until the quirk doctors, okay, my son? It's very dangerous right now, okay? And Izuku's like, I'm sorry, Mom, and yes, I will. And Izuku's feeling nervous, but Inko goes, you should see how All Might has to do things, my son. You're really powerful, kind of like him. So imagine that he has to hold his power back too, okay? You can do the same, right? Izuku's like, yes, Mom, I can, Mom. And she's like, alright. Izuku goes to sleep and Inko rings the number up again on another blank phone. She states that, Inko here, I'm just giving you an update. The doctor and I have discussed things, and I hope the doctor gets back to you, but I'm just going to let you know that your son has developed the quirk. And when I mean by the quirk, your quirk. He has your quirk in every sort of the fashion, I believe. Judging from what the doctor stated, he said that the quirk looks identical to yours in the scan, but Izuku's exhibited other powers. So I hope you get back to what the doctor states, and I hope you get back to, I hope you look after yourself, okay? Love, Inko. And so Inko breaks the phone again, chucks it away, and from there, Izuku, for the next couple of months, he gets pulled away from kindergarten, and he gets tested upon left, right, and center non-stop until Inko, it's not that Inko has enough, nor does she worry about Izuku being a lab rat. She wants to make sure that she understands what's going through Izuku's situation. Now, after the first month of Izuku being there, they managed to find that Izuku has some form of super strength, enhanced strength, but he has to build it up. They also know that Izuku's black whips can extend more if he exerts himself, but it drains him entirely. They see that Izuku can float to the point where he actually quite literally just flies, but that also drains him. He's exhibiting more and more quirks, which is a shocking Inko and the doctor, like smokescreen. Izuku got scared by his mum and he accidentally hid away, and a smokescreen appeared by instinct, so Izuku was able to hide himself away. And not only that, Izuku exhibited also danger sense. When the doctor chucked something at Izuku instantly dodged it. But the thing about it, Izuku's head was turned from the doctor and also blindfolded. And so what goes down, the doctor was able to register a certain amount of quirks. But the analysis mainly of Izuku's quirks is stockpiling energy and making them stronger. And so they gave him a percentage range upon where Izuku's strength is from right now to where he's going to be. And they said Izuku's now tapping on 1% of his true power. That's what the doctor stated over the month of doing quirk evaluations. And so Izuku has to really hold back, and so they immediately transfer Izuku to a specialized school, a school that develops people's quirks and puts them up there, paid for and everything by the Hero Association, due to who Inko is and how special Izuku Midoria is, of course, okay? So Izuku pretty much changes school, and he goes to a school where Todoroki and Momo go, okay? But he doesn't go there right away, he just eventually goes there, okay? So between the ages of 4 to 6, Izuku still stays in the same school, hanging out with Katsuki, his best friend, okay? And thanks to Izuku's influence, Bakugo is not a bully, okay? In fact, Bakugo, he still has an explosive temper, okay? Because it's part of his quirk, his attitude is explosive temper. He still says the idea, die, I'm gonna beat you, all that stuff. He's still gonna stay that stuff, but he's not the bully that once was Katsuki Bakugo, okay? But he's more of a person that's determined to become better, because after those 2 years of hanging out with Izuku, while Izuku had the quirk, Bakugo found out a few things. 1. Izuku is really strong. 2. Izuku can dodge all of Bakugo's attacks without even looking at him. 3. Izuku can hide from Bakugo using smokescreen. 4. Bakugo can't attack Izuku if he uses Black Whip. 5. If Izuku flies away, Bakugo has to try really hard to pseudo fly by using explosions, but it helps him a lot, you know. So Bakugo has a lot of work cut out for him, but it's good for him. He has a platform. He knows that Izuku is powerful. Has multiple quirks, 6 quirks in fact, which buzzes out Bakugo. He goes, well, you're cool, Izuku. And Izuku goes, well, you're cool too, Kachan, don't forget that. And he goes, yeah, hey, you giving me a nickname, right? And Izuku goes, yeah, Kachan. He goes, can I give you the name Deku? And Izuku's like, well, it sounds weird, but hey, I don't mind, come Kachan. He goes, well, yeah. He goes, well, as a side anyway, you call me Kachan, I'm calling you Deku. Izuku's like, yeah, Kachan. They both become best friends and everything like that. But after the age of 6, Izuku tells Bakugo that he has to move and take specialized training with his quirks, because it's rare for a kid to have more than 3 quirks. Bakugo understands this, but he's upset. Izuku goes, make sure what's it called, you still become a hero, okay? Because when I become number 1, I want you to know that I become number 1, okay, Deku? And Izuku's like, alright, Kachan, you take care, okay? And make sure you get stronger. Bakugo goes, yeah, you too. They both shake hands, and they both cry because they're best friends, you know? Best friends. And so Izuku and, Inko move out to a specialized area. In this area, Izuku is taken to a unique school where he grows up, you know? Now, he grows up with other kids, and no one that we know, and so I'm going to skip from age 6 to age 10, okay? At age 10, by this time, Izuku has developed his quirk to about 4% of his true power, and I mean 4% of 1 for full counting. So Izuku, he has the quirk much like All Might, so he doesn't exhibit the lightning energy, okay? Only when he becomes 100%. But at this present time, Izuku, when he exerts himself, he can exert up to 3 to 4%, okay, of his 1 for all quirk, and every other quirk establishes the same percentage of gain, okay? Izuku has trained to the point where he's mastered his quirks to the point where he can use them freely without overexerting, blowing himself or blowing things up, hurting things, you know? And Izuku is dramatically different, okay? He's confident, but at the same time still a humble kid. His goal is to become just like All Might. His goal is to become the next symbol of peace, to protect everyone with a smile. That's his absolute goal. And so, as Izuku's going through the quirk training and everything like that, but around the age 10, this is when Inko makes one of her final calls that will change the entire story dynamic as a whole. And so Inko, as Izuku's finished his quirk training, he goes to sleep, and he's in their brand new apartment, in their brand new home, you know. Inko picks up another brand new phone, she goes, hi, there's Inko here. So I'm just letting you know a quick update about your son. Yeah, he's become really, really powerful now. He aspires to be everything like All Might, the symbol of peace. He does his best to try to live up to the image of his hero. I want you to know that he's developed his quirks really well, and he's going to be meeting a certain someone soon. So I hope you hear this, and I hope you take care, okay? And just know that you have a son that is growing, and he needs your love. So whatever you do your best and come back to us. Love, Inko. Inko grabs the phone and breaks it and chucks it away. What goes down, though, is this phone call got received, okay? This phone call got received by the end, okay? At the end of that, he picks up the phone and he hears this. A tear goes down his eye. As a tear goes down his eye, he immediately smiles and he goes, no worry, my dear. After this job today, I will be back in you and my son's life. I guarantee it. He crushes the phone that he has, and he immediately leaves off. Now, this is the fateful day when a certain hero in canon loses his entire respiratory system against a fight between the number 1 villain. And you're all wondering who I'm talking about. Of course I'm talking about All Might. How the hell do you think Izuku got 1 for all? All Might's Izuku's father, okay, in this world. What goes down is All Might is fighting All for One, much like in canon. However, unlike in canon, All Might doesn't technically have something truly to fight for. Unlike the idea of when in canon, All Might's only doing the 1 for all duty of killing All for One. That's it, okay? But this time, because I can tell you right now, as a father, things change a lot. I'm a father of 4, guys, so I hope you all understand it. So I'm going to speak from a father's perspective, okay? So I hope you understand. As a father, you'll do anything for your children. The clothes off your back, or the last of your food, all the money you have. Even you have to walk your children in rivers, you have to hold them yourself. You give everything to your children. And this is the same example I'm going to use for All Might. All Might has something to strive for this time. and in a desperate act, he smashes All For One. But this time, All Might gets hurt in the rib cage like he does in canon. However, All For One wasn't able to deal that critical blow on All Might. All Might manages to jump away in time and rescue himself from that body crushing blow, to the point where All Might sustained injuries, but not to the same degree as he does in canon. It's gonna slow him down a lot, but not to the point where he becomes a skeleton. No, All Might's gonna still stay All Might, but things are gonna change with him, as you'll see. As All Might defeats All For One, Gran Torino saves All Might and takes him away. Now from there, All Might's in hospital. And this is when Night Eye looks into his future. He doesn't see the same future where All Might dies. No, he sees a future where if All Might does not get back into his family's life, All Might's going to die by the hands of his son. And what happened is, Night Eye saw that Izuku in that future, that when All Might does not involve himself with Inko, Izuku's one for all quirk develops to the point where he's stronger than All Might. Izuku looks menacing in Night Eye's eyes. And so Night Eye directly tells All Might, go home to your family, All Might. Now. He tells Gran Torino, Recovery Girl, and they say the same. And so All Might, after 3 months of healing in the hospital, 3 months, he stays in hospital, okay, to recover this time, not rushes off to be a hero. What goes down is Recovery Girl was able to heal All Might to the point where it's just a scar on the side of his body. He's no longer at 100% now. No longer. However, he's still All Might, okay? So, that's the dramatic change. What goes down is, as Izuku is about to start his new school, a middle school, probably, what goes down is Inko gets a phone call. It's from Sir Night Eye. He goes, Inko, it's me, Night Eye. And she smiles. She goes, oh my gosh, it's so good to hear from you. How have you been? And he explains everything. All Might, All For One, what has happened, where All Might is right now. Inko cries, she's so happy, and then as Night Eye was about to say something, the phone gets pulled away immediately, and on the phone is Toshinori Yagi. He goes, my dear Inko, it's me. And she cries her eyes out, and she goes, Toshi, it's you, I haven't heard from you in a long time. You've been gone for a while, 3 months now, from the news, like everyone thinks something happened, are you okay? And from there he explains from himself, and he tells him that he's coming home. He's coming home to her and his son. So if she can, get him ready now. Inko is so excited. She's so happy. Bear in mind, this Inko is skinny. She's fit. She kept herself good, because she knew she had a husband that will come back to her when he's done his job. Bear in mind, Inko and All Might, or Toshinori Yagi, are married, but she had to take the name Midoria to hide herself, or hide the fact that All Might had a family, okay? And so the day before Izuku goes to school, Inko tells Izuku to come sit down. She has a surprise for him. Izuku's like, oh, alright, Mom. I'm going to meet my new friends at the school. I hear that Endeavor has a daughter going to the school. Now, if you guys can't understand, I'm going to turn Todoroki into a girl. Okay, so Todoroki in this model is a female, guys. And if you guys are going to get to the hint, you guys will get it soon, okay? And Izuku's like, yeah, I heard that Endeavor has a girl going to the school. I'm looking forward to it. Even the ones that sponsor us, Mom, the Yaoyorozus, has a daughter going there too. So at least I could possibly meet them. And she's like, well, I'm glad, young Izuku, but come here. Come sit down. I have a special guest that you're going to meet. You remember Grandpa Gran Torino? And she goes, yeah, I do. Well, he's coming, along with 2 other heroes that you're going to meet. And I'm going to say, my son, you're going to meet your dad for the first time. So I hope you understand. Izuku's like looking at his mom. I'm going to meet my dad, really? And he's nervous. He grabs his mom's side. But what if he doesn't accept me? What if he thinks I'm a monster because I got more than one quirk? Inko taps him on the head and she goes, never think like that, okay? Your father was very busy, okay? I can tell you this now, your father was a hero. He's been a hero for a while. He's one of the best. I hope you understand why we had to do certain things this way. And a door knocks, and she goes, oh, but that's the subject to another matter, okay? She goes, come in, please. Opens the door, comes Gran Torino, of course. He bounces around the corner and goes, how's my boy? Izuku sees Gran Torino, rushes to him and hugs him. Gran Torino smiles. And Izuku's like, I haven't seen you in a long time, Gramps. Where you been? It's been almost 3 months. And he goes, I've been busy. Izuku turns around and sees Night Eye. And he goes, whoa! Hey, ain't you All Might psychic? Oh my gosh, I can't believe I'm meeting you, Mom. Mom, look, Mom. That's Night Eye. And Night Eye smiles. He goes down to Izuku, taps him on the shoulder, and uses his quirk to look at him. When Night Eye sees, he uses his quirk. At first, he was unsure what he was going to do was right by trying to change it. But when he sees using his quirk and pushes it, he sees the future that he saw. And at first, it makes him nervous, but then that future distorts immediately. And it goes to another future where he sees they're all looking up at Izuku, becoming the number one hero, the best of the best, something for all of them to strive, and him standing around with all his friends. They all are the best of the best, the generation that beats them all by miles. When Night Eye sees this, he smiles, he stands up and he goes, so the vision I saw has changed. He goes, I'm not going to do that again because he doesn't want to change the future again. But he smiles and he goes, you're a very special kid, young man. And I hope you understand that your mother and father didn't deceive you in a bad way, okay? He taps Izuku's head. Izuku's like, alright. And as Izuku's standing there, he hears the door open one more time. And as he walks over, he sees the symbol of peace. Izuku's like, All Might. And All Might looks at Izuku. And when Izuku looks at All Might, all Izuku can look at is at first, he's nervous, but he sees a tear going down All Might's eye. Izuku's like, All Might, what are you? And All Might rushes right at Izuku without hesitating. Grabs his son and picks him up. And hugs him and cries out loud. And he goes, look at you, you've gone so damn big, boy. Look at you, my boy, you've become massive. He hugs Izuku. Izuku's like confused. He looks over to his mum to see his mum crying, Gran Torino like wiping away like a tear. And Night Eye looking at his gangster as he always does. As Izuku sees this, like, he's like, wait a minute, what's going on? He uses Black Whip to push himself away and he floats in midair. At almost eye level, he goes, wait, wait a minute. Mum, you said I'd be meeting my dad today. Inko goes, yes, my son, you have met your dad right now. Izuku turns to All Might and he's like, what? What are you saying? And All Might goes, I'm your father, Izuku. I'm your father, All Might. The number one hero is your dad. And Izuku cries out in excitement. He rushes to All Might and he goes, now I understand. He crushes him with his power. All Might feels this. He goes, oh wow, my son, you're strong. Izuku doesn't even realize that he's doing it. It's just passive to him. But he can't get over his excitement. He picks All Might off the ground. Unintentionally, he starts to float with him and almost like feeling weird but happy, you know. Look where his son is, you know. Gran Torino's crying because he's seen that Izuku is using his mentor, Nana Shimura's quirk, you know. And this goes on the theory that Izuku has all the previous vestiges or the previous uses of One Force quirk within his body. And so they realize that All Might still got One for All, you know. And he's at, let's say, 80% his true power now. So he can't do hero work like he used to, but he still can be a hero number one, but he's at 80% his true power. He can still go 100% all out, but it'll tax him out to the max, okay? He's not the old All Might, but he's still All Might, okay? And the reason why, okay, I'll explain to you guys one thing, okay? All Might's my favorite hero out of My Hero Academia besides Aizawa, Eraserhead. Aizawa's the man. I have no one tell me otherwise. He's the man. He makes me laugh always. So there's that. But All Might's my favorite character. Me and him have a lot in common, and I can't explain to you why because it's too personal, but me and All Might have something in common which I enjoy the most, and it makes me so happy, okay? But anyway, back to the story. Izuku's just excited, and so after All Might settles in, Izuku just has so much questions, and All Might does his best to entertain him, but he does tell Izuku that as much as he would love to catch up with him, he would like to catch up with Izuku's mum. Izuku's like, hey, sweet ass, I'm gonna go into my room. He goes to be excited, and Gran Torino takes Izuku out, and Inko and All Might, well, they get to finally share couples embrace after years and years of being apart. And so what goes down is Izuku starts his new school, and there he meets Todoroki. Todoroki's name's still gonna be Shoto Todoroki or Shota Todoroki. I don't care, but we know him as Todoroki, okay? But it's gonna be a female Todoroki. And Izuku meets her, meets Momo, and meets the class, and from there they go to school together. They all become close, and Izuku is amazed to see someone with another multi-quirk. And so for the next 4 to 5 years, Izuku spends time knowing pro heroes, getting stronger and stronger, and he's trained by All Might and then Gran Torino. Gran Torino finds that All Might's training sucks, and that it's up to him to train his grandson, pretty much. And so actually our story is going to take place is roughly around a canon timeline, but unlike this canon story, All Might's doing his normal rescue work and he's running after the sludge monster like he does in canon, okay? He was doing errands for Izuku and Inko. Around this time, Izuku was with All Might, but All Might had to, do hero work. So Izuku, of course, being the fanboy that he does, he flies and follows his dad, okay? And when Izuku sees All Might, confront the sludge monster in the tunnel, Izuku sees his dad smash the sludge monster away. And when he sees that, he sees a boy that was held up in the sludge. Izuku flies down immediately, catches the boy, and All Might goes, "Young man, what are you doing here?" Meaning he's keeping his persona. He goes, and Izuku's like, "Oh, I'm sorry, All Might. I just saw this boy. I saw that you needed help, so I come and helped, you know." And All Might smiles, of course, having like a big chip on his shoulder, seeing his son wanting to do what he wants to do. All Might still has to say the rules, you know. You can't use a quirk out in public without having a hero license, young man, okay? And Izuku's like, "Alright, All Might, I'm sorry. Next time I'll do my best to not to follow the rules." And he goes, "Not that." He goes, "Very good, young man. But while you're here, can you help me with putting the sludge monster in the bottle?" And Izuku's like, "Yeah, well, of course, All Might." So they spend the next few minutes putting the sludge into a bottle until the boy wakes up. When the boy wakes up, he's just a normal random kid that managed to get caught by the sludge monster. They replaced Izuku Midoria. And this kid he's pretty out of it. He suffocated longer than Izuku did, and so All Might has to take him to the hospital to get checked and take the sludge monster to the doctors. All Might looks at the young man and goes, "Thank you for your assistance, young man, but remember what I said. You have to become a licensed hero to use your quirk. Okay? You don't want your mom to find out about this, do you, young man?" And it looks like, "Oh, yes, mom." No, All Might, that's alright. I'll make sure this time." And he goes, "Good, thank you for support. Now I gotta be off. Goodbye." All Might leaves and disappears, but unlike in canon, All Might doesn't turn into a skeletal form. However, because he's carrying a young man wakes up again, he panics because he's in midair and he kicks All Might unintentionally, kicking the sludge monster out of his pocket, much like in canon. Izuku is walking home because he's not allowed to fly around, and as he's walking home, he's walking to the inner city, and this is when he hears an explosion go down. Izuku's like, "What the?" He runs out to it and he sees that the sludge monster has someone in his grips. Now, the reason why All Might hasn't appeared right away is the little boy that he had blacked out again, so he has to take the boy to the hospital and then go back and find the sludge monster because he didn't realize that he dropped the sludge monster. Sorry. And so as Izuku's watching, he's like, "What are these heroes doing? They're doing nothing. What's Dead Arms doing? What's Mount Lady doing? What's Kame What's like? What's the point? The only one that's doing his job is the fireman guy that's putting out all the fires that this boy's doing." And then Izuku sees him. He sees yellow hair. And he goes, and he looks up and he sees the boy's eyes. He's like, "Kachan?" And Izuku's like, "Kachan!" Jumps up immediately. As he jumps up immediately, All Might lands behind, you know? And as he gets there, he sees Izuku without hesitating. He opens his hands, he shoots black whips out to instantly smash the sludge monster. And he grabs Bakugo out, and he pulls Bakugo. He floats up in the air, and as he pulls him out, Bakugo coughs out all the sludge monster, and he looks around and goes, he's like, What the hell is... Hey, there's black energy. What the? This is familiar." As he looks down, he looks back up. He's like, "I'm floating. Wait a minute. Deku!" Izuku's like, "Kachan, you're okay?" Izuku's got tears down his eyes because he thought his best friend was about to die. He's like, "What are you doing? You saved me." And Izuku's like, "It's been a long time, Kachan." He flies back by Dead Arms, and the sludge monster recovers. Like, "Damn you, brat! Give me back my hostage!" All Might appears and goes, "You should have just left the kids alone. You should have just stayed in your damn bottle. But no, you had to play the role of the damn villain." All Might stands right in front of him, ever so menacing, and the sludge monster's like, "But I can explain." All Might goes, "Explain to this! Detroit! Smash!" There's a massive Detroit smash. It smashes the sludge monster away, changing the weather and everything above. Izuku lands down with Katsuki Bakugo by a medic, you know, to get his friend checked out. And All Might is standing there as the great hero that he is. All Might goes to the kids, but instead of scolding them like they would in canon, All Might goes, "I appreciate both of you doing what you did. I understand you guys were in a tough pickle. But again, young man, I did tell you earlier that you shouldn't use a quirk without a hero license. But I understand that you moved without thinking. A true hero. But you must understand the dangers, okay?" And he goes, "Yes, All Might, I do. I apologize." Katsuki Bakugo's like, "All Might," and he goes, "You did really well, young man. You did your best. That's all that matters. And I'm sorry it took me so long to get back here. It will never happen again. You understand?" And he fist bumps Bakugo and he goes, I hope you two are going to go to UA. I see great potential in both of yous. That's where I came after all. What's your name, by the way, anyway, young man?" And he asks both of them, and he goes, I'm Katsuki Bakugo. And he goes, "Oh, I'm Izuku Midoria." And he goes, "Katsuki Bakugo and Izuku Midoria. Well, I look forward to seeing you both in UA, okay?" And they're like, right. And All Might looks at Izuku, he smiles, he looks at the camera as he goes talks to them. And from there, the storyline progresses completely different. There's no situation with All Might meeting Izuku. None of that at all. And with the quirks and stuff like that, Izuku knows about one fall and stuff like that. But what goes down is Bakugo goes, as Izuku's about to leave, and Bakugo goes, "Hey Deku, where you going?" Izuku goes, "Oh, I gotta go home to my mom. I've been out longer than I should, and I accidentally used my quirk twice today." Bakugo goes, "Yeah, I heard about that." And he goes, "Well, but we got time to hang out, right?" And Izuku goes, "Well, yeah, I'll hang out with you, Kachan. We need to catch up, of course." And he goes, "Cool, Deku, well, make a time and place, you know? Are you going to UA?" And he goes, Of course I am. I aim to be become the #1 hero, don't you?" And he goes, "Hell yeah, I do. Hey, let's exchange numbers again." He goes, yeah, Kachan, of course." They exchange numbers. Izuku shakes his best friend's hand and goes, "Been a long time, my friend." And he goes, "You too. I'll see you later, yeah?" And he goes, "Yeah, you too. Take care." Izuku rushes off home. He waits for everyone not to be around. He flies and takes off. All Might knew Izuku was going to do that. It's like, that bloody kid doesn't listen. Anyway, Izuku gets home. Gran Torino's there. And he's like, "Oh, Gramps, what are you?" Boom, he gets smacked in the head. "I heard you used a quirk today, idiot." And Izuku's like, but I can explain." Gets smacked in the head again. "You were told to control yourself, okay? Yes, you're a powerful hero, but you're the #1 hero's son, okay? You can't put too much unnecessary risk on yourself, okay, young man? I told you this before." He's like, "Alright, Gramps, alright." And so what goes down is Izuku is talking to Bakugo, and they want to train together. So All Might goes, "I have an idea for you both, you know?" He asks Gran Torino if he could take him to Daigua Beach to get both Bakugo and Izuku to train together, you know, because Izuku wants to hang out with his best friend again. And so that's what happens. So Izuku goes to Daigua Beach, and that's where Bakugo meets up, and they begin the next 10 months into training and beating and passing, you know, like all the situation that goes down. Now Bakugo knows that something's up with Izuku and he's hiding something, and it's kind of building up a anger towards Izuku, unintentionally of course. Izuku doesn't see that, he's just happy to see his best friend, but he's being very vague where he's at, where he's been, blah 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 blah. And so this keeps in Bakugo's mind for a bit, and it builds up into anger until eventually it will come out, okay, but not right now. Now it comes to the moment of the entrance exams. Izuku was given a recommendation by All Might's agency and Bakugo to just, make it into the school, but both Izuku and Bakugo have a point to prove, okay? Bakugo realizes that Izuku is a leaps and bounds ahead of him in terms of power and quirk, and he thought he was strong by training, you know, but unfortunately Izuku's training and his quirk itself is monstrous. And so Bakugo knows he has a lot to catch up on. Bear in mind though, he's really powerful now thanks to his 10 months of training with Gran Torino. He's the man, you know? And so what goes down is that both Izuku and Bakugo walk into UA and they're talking, you know? Izuku's like telling them that "I've got a couple of friends I want you to meet, you know? I went to school with these guys and it's been pretty cool." But he doesn't see any of his friends. But what happens though is over a period of time, they go into school and Izuku sees a girl about to trip over herself. But as he's about to react, she uses her quirk, her gravity quirk, and stops herself from falling. She stands back up, feeling like she's about to spew. Izuku goes, "Hey, you're right." And that's where he finds out that, well, she's Ochaka Uraraka and she's almost falling over. But Izuku smiles and goes, "Well, I'm glad that you used a quirk and I'm glad you're fine, okay? You wouldn't want to fall over on the first day, it's pretty much a bad luck, right?" And she goes, "Well, yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking." And he goes, "Cool, well, my name is Izuku Midoria. This is my best friend Katsuki Bakugo, you know? I hope you do well, and I'll see you in there, right?" So the story goes relatively the same. Ida is still ignorant like he is in canon, but this time he has no one to bark at when it comes to Izuku Matsuri. No, that doesn't exist at all. What goes down is Izuku, he doesn't see any of his friends. He doesn't see Momo, nor does he see Todoroki. He realizes that they both have taken the recommendation, so he doesn't see them. And kind of makes him upset because he wanted to see Todoroki again, because he has something for Icy Hot. And he wanted to introduce Bakugo to Yaoyorozu because, well, best friend, you know, it'll work for him. And so what goes down is when it comes to the entrance exams, Izuku goes, "Hey, Kachan." And he goes, "Yeah, don't hold back, okay? Do everything you can to beat All Might's score. That's exactly what I'm aiming for." And Bakugo goes, "Hell yeah, Deku. Let's do it." They both fist bump, and Izuku goes to his own quadrant, where he sees Uraraka looking nervous. He walks over to her, and Ida goes, "I wouldn't do that if I was you. It would be off-putting if you go to distract her, you know?" Izuku ignores Ida and walks right past him. Ida tries to put his hand on him, but Izuku moves really swiftly. And he goes to her, "Don't be nervous. I'm feeling nervous right now, but Don't worry, you'll do good, okay? With the quirk you have, you'll do amazing, Ochako. And she smiles. As Izuku notices the gate swing open, Izuku, without him hesitating, jumps off the ground. He begins to fly, and bear in mind, Izuku's float is practically just flying, okay? He's flying at his max speed of 8% run for all. Bear in mind, he's 8%. And he's running around using black whips to take out robots left, right, and center, using it to strategically, easily taking them out by smashing holes through them into their processors, everything like that. Izuku does well. He flies around the whole entire city, destroying robots, saving people, and he doesn't stop. He has the same type of workaholic ability like his dad, so unfortunately Izuku does his best to push himself to the max, okay? And by the time he's finished destroying as much robots as he can, he has 300 hero points, okay? Which blows All Might's mind. He's like, okay, Izuku, that's interesting. Bear in mind, Endeavor was going to come, you know. Endeavor doesn't know Izuku's All Might's child. All Might managed to keep that under wraps for now, okay? And so what goes down is Izuku is practically done with the robot killing. That he changes his attention from destroying the robots to helping people that are finding it hard, and he does really well. He flies around again using danger sense and smoke screen. He saves people that are about to get hurt, and he even helps Aoyama after he hurts his stomach over using his naval laser. And so Izuku's doing more and more. He's doing a lot of hero like rescue points, you know, racking them up, until Izuku lands. And as he lands, he looks over, he sees the 0 points are coming, and he sees Ochako get caught by the debris. Without hesitating, Izuku calculates and knows that he has enough time to fly over, pull the rubble off, and take Ochako away without doing nothing. And Izuku gets away. This time, he doesn't destroy the 0 pointer. In fact, he only focused on making sure that Uraraka was safe. And as Nezu sees this and Izuku saved Uraraka with a smile, Nezu smiles and states, "Hey Aizawa, you have your work cut out for you with these two." Aizawa's like, if I look at it, I would suspect that these two will be problem children. At the same time, they already look like pro heroes already. They both do it with a smile. They've been trained very well. I'm looking forward to these two students coming into my class. And he goes, "Good. All Might, what do you think?" All Might smiles and goes, "Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing my son and his best friend do good at the school." Everyone's like, "What?" Except for Recovery Girl and Principal Nezu, okay? Aizawa's like, "What do you mean, son? You mean the yellow-haired kid's your child?" He goes, No, the other kid, Izuku Midoria, that's my son. Everyone is shocked. They're like, 1, how did you make a child? 2, how did we not know? And 3, Principal Nezu, did you? And Principal Nezu goes, "Of course I knew. I'm the one who's been helping them out this whole time." And Aizawa was like, "Oh, I wish I knew about it." And he goes, "Yeah, well, it was a need to know, and you didn't need to know." And they're like, "Oh." And Recovery goes, "I always knew about it too. He's like my grandson too as well." And they're all like, They look at All Might, "Is he as strong as you?" And he goes, "Well, Izuku's got 6 quirks, so yeah, he's pretty powerful. I will state, Aizawa, yeah, we work cut out for you with this young man." And he was trained, and training, these two boys spent the last 10 months training with Gran Torino, my master. So there's that. And they're like, "Oh, okay, wow, incredible. But why didn't these two boys take your recommendation?" And he goes, "Izuku's been doing stuff himself for a long time, even without me. I've been out of his life for 10 years, you know, so my son he had a point to prove for himself, and he wanted to make things fair like his best friend." And they're like, "Oh, I see." And Nezu goes, "Well, I don't even need to tally them up. He destroyed your score, All Might." All Might's like, "I know." And he goes, "No, I mean he destroyed the score. He got as much hero points as 300. He got as much rescue points by helping others and saving them from robots that could possibly overwhelm them. So I'm going to reward your son with 600 points. He set the bar. Katsuki Bakugo here got 250 points without any rescue points. Meaning, he's second. He beat your score by miles too, All Might. So, there you go. Almost like, these kids." And so what goes down is Izuku and Bakugo, they get their, they talk a lot, you know, hang out a lot over a period of time. But every time All Might is about to come home, Izuku has to get Bakugo away from there, because it's kind of not a need to know right now that Izuku's father is All Might. And this is when Bakugo's anger starts to boil over slowly but surely, and for a week he doesn't text Izuku back because Izuku's being very vague upon things. And Izuku sees this, but he takes no notice of it. And not only that, he hasn't got any texts from Momo or Todoroki, which is weird for him as well, so he's feeling kind of weird. Well, what goes down is Izuku gets his acceptance letters from his dad, from face value, of course, because it's his dad. And what goes down is the week after Izuku starts school, he tries his best to get a hold of all his friends, but they're not getting a hold on him. So he's kind of in a downward situation. Izuku gets to 1A on time early, of course, because he's his father's son. And he gets there before everyone else, and he sits down, and he sees a sleeping bag on the ground. He goes, strange. Thanks to danger sense, he's able to be aware that someone's sleeping in there. But I'm not going to interfere. Izuku walks in and sits down, he grabs a book out and he begins to read over his hero's notes. Because bear in mind, Izuku has hero notes, of course. But this Izuku is so much more different. He's confident, he's not bashful, and not arrogant, he's not ignorant. He still blushes, but he's a ladies' man, you know? He's a good man. Thanks to his mother's upbringing and his dad's influence, Izuku's a really good man. And Grandpa Torino would beat him in the head again if he's stupid. So, yeah. And so what goes down, as everyone starts to come into class, Katsuki Bakugo comes in, he sees Izuku and goes, Kachan! Bakugo just looks at Izuku and goes, Deku. He goes, sit down and goes, what's the matter, Kachan? He goes, I don't want to talk about it. He goes, Izuku said, but, and he goes, Deku, I don't want to talk about it, alright? You don't want to tell me? Then that's that. And Izuku's like, but Kachan. And he's like, never mind. As this goes down, Tenya Ida comes in and all their same interaction goes down. But Kachan doesn't have his feet on the table, but he still gets really irritated by Bakugo's demeanor. And Izuku goes, you should shut up, okay? This guy can hurt you really badly if he wanted to. He don't care. And Bakugo looks at him and smiles, but keeps the demeanor of being really aggro at Izuku. Izuku sits down and Tenya Ida actually just walks away. And as everyone starts to come in, this is when Izuku sees Momo and Todoroki. Izuku goes, he walks straight over to Todoroki and goes, Todoroki, Momo, why haven't you guys been talking to me? I've been waiting for you guys for a while. Todoroki looks at Izuku and she blushes. And fire starts to ignite from the side of her, the red side. Izuku's like, Todoroki? Ice immediately appears to freeze it over, and Momo takes Todoroki away and she goes, it's nothing, her quirk has been going up the fritz. That's why I'm sorry, Izuku. They walk away and Izuku's like, okay. Ochako Uraraka walks in and she comes to thank Izuku Midoria. And Todoroki sees this and she's like really close to Izuku and she gets kind of jealous. Even Momo notices this. And she's like, Todoroki, it's alright, calm down. And she's just looking down with her face red, you know, angry that her fire quirk just activates unintentionally, you know. But it only happens around Izuku. This is what Todoroki, because bear in mind, Todoroki still had the same life. Even though she's a girl, it didn't change nothing. Endeavor was still the same Endeavor in canon, okay? Every other child was the same but Todoroki. Okay, Todoroki's a female version with the same scar on her face thanks to her mum doing the same thing, okay? And so what goes down is Izuku's just like confused as hell. He goes to sit down. Aizawa walks over and goes, it took you kids well enough. I see that you guys, a lot of you know each other. I'm not going to waste time. I'm Shoto Aizawa. I'm the 1A teacher. Put these on and meet me outside. And if you're going to ask about orientation or anything that's about wasteful time, just note, heroes' time don't sit around being all celebrated. And if you are, you're one of those glorified idiots that think being a hero is all about being a celebrity. Now hurry up, put the uniform on, don't make me wait. And so it goes down, everyone rushes to get changed, you know, and Izuku is just being ghosted by Bakugo and Momo and Todoroki, and it's really annoying Izuku. He tries to talk to Bakugo in the changing room, but it doesn't work at all. And Izuku's getting really frustrated. It comes up to the inch of the exam, and Izuku goes, he goes up first, and Aizawa goes, Midoriya, what was the highest score you threw in school? And Izuku goes, 480. And they're like, what? 480 meters? It goes, interesting. Alright, kid, give it a go now. And Izuku goes, alright. He puts his hand back, and he focuses as much power as he can, and he throws the ball out at the max he can, at 10, or let's say 15%, one for all. Izuku throws the ball as hard as he can, and the ball easily goes over 1,200 meters. Because bear in mind, unlike Izuku in canon, how he put 100% into one finger, Izuku put 15% of 1/4 all over his body, and he was able to throw it at max capacity. So which in turn, Izuku got a meter rating of 1,200 meters, which shocks everyone. Bakugo, and from there, they were excited upon the idea of them using their quirks, and then Aizawa states the same thing as does in canon. You think this is fun? Alright then, the person with the lowest score gets expelled, and you want to understand why? The world's not fair. Nothing's fair. You understand? The strong prey on the weak, that's how things go. It's unfair that people have stronger quirks and people have weaker quirks, but that's how reality is. And he goes, so, let's have some fun. Izuku destroys the entire arena. He destroys everyone. He beats everyone. Except for Ochako when it comes to the throne of the ball. And, what's it called? What's his name? Manita. And sidestepping. That's the only thing he doesn't do. But he beats everyone else. Even the grip test. All that stuff. He beats them all. And so as Izuku's walking out of school, like everyone gets sent home, Izuku sees Bakugo. He jumps right in front of him and lands. And he goes, Kachan, stop! And Bakugo goes, what the hell do you want, Deku? And he grabs Bakugo by the jersey and goes, what the hell is going on? What do you mean I'm not telling you nothing? Tell me, Kachan! Bakugo smacks his hand away and goes, damn it, Deku, you're hiding something. You've been hiding something from me for a while now. I'm getting sick of it. I've told you everything that's happened to me. All the stuff, and you know how you hiding things from me? Yeah, whatever. Best friends, alright? He walks away and Izuku's like, but Kachan, he goes, save it, Deku. I don't want to hear it. And Izuku's like, he looks down. He feels defeated, but then it pops into his head. He goes, Kachan, if I tell you the truth, would you trust me then? And Bakugo stops and looks around and goes, whatever truth you have to tell me, yeah, tell me. I'm your best friend. You're meant to tell me. Izuku breathes a sigh and goes, wait there, Kachan. A car pulls up. Bakugo goes, this is your car? And he goes, yeah. Come jump in. He goes, what? And he goes, ring your mom and tell her that you're going to be coming to my house for dinner. If you're gonna find, if I'm gonna tell you the truth, then you might as well see it for yourself, okay? I'm not gonna hide it and I'm not gonna just use words. Bakugo shocked at Izuku and goes, alright then. So they head off and they head into Izuku's home and they get there and Bakugo goes, whoa, you live in a place like this? And he goes, yeah, this whole entire building my parents own. Bakugo's like, what? Your parents? And he goes, oh, you haven't met my dad, have you? Not much people have, and it's a secret for a reason. Come on, Kachan. And so Mitsuki hears that Izuku and Bakugo stand at Izuku's house, so she has no worries, you know. As Izuku walks into the house, he goes, hey mom, I have a guest here. Unfortunately, I have a guest, so I hope you understand. And what goes down is she's like, no, not at all, Izuku, bring him in. And it's Katsuki Bakugo, of course, and she goes, oh, you come to stay for dinner, okay. And she looks at Izuku, and Izuku goes, Mom, I wanna tell Bakugo everything, Kachan everything, okay? I understand that you and Dad said not to, but he's my best friend, Mom. And me keeping that secret from him is destroying our friendship. And she looks at Izuku and she goes, I see. Your father's not going to be happy, but due to you both being in your way, I understand. He will understand too, okay? Just next time warn me, okay? So I could let your father know. And Izuku goes, yeah, I know, Mom, I'm sorry. Yeah, that's alright. Come on, Katsuki. And from there, Bakugo and Izuku have dinner. And Bakugo goes, you sound like you're nervous, Izuku. And goes, yeah, well, you're about to meet my dad. And I'm unsure how you're going to take it, to be honest, Kachan. And Bakugo's like, oh, okay. The door opens and goes, and walks in. Oh my, he goes, I am here to eat the food off the table that my wife has graciously made me. And as All Might walks in, hello, my dear, it's me. And Bakugo's like, wait a minute. All Might? All Might's here, but. And the light bulb hits Bakugo's head. Goes, wait a minute. All Might's your dad? And Izuku's like, yeah, Kachan. All Might's my dad. And Bakugo goes, oh my god. Now I understand. I'm sorry, Deku. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to. Like, I now understand why you kept it a secret. All Might's your dad. He looks down. And Izuku's like, no, you're my best friend. I shouldn't be keeping secrets like this from you anyway. Dad, I'm sorry, but Mom will fill you in. This is as you remember, Katsuki Bakugo, my best friend. My dad, All Might, or as I know him, Dad or Toshinori. All Might looks at Izuku in perplexed, but he understands. As long as you can trust him, young man. Bakugo goes, hell yeah, he can trust me. I can't believe that my aunt is married to the #1 hero. That means you're my uncle, right? All Might puts his hand behind his head and goes, yeah, I guess so. And Bakugo goes so happy. He goes, best day ever. And Izuku's happy, you know. And from there, they have dinner and Izuku goes, hey mom, something's up with Todoroki. She's nervous always when she's around me. She blushes and she ignites into flames even though she told me she never wanted to use a quirk, fire quirk, because of her dad. What's up about that? Bakugo kind of spits his feet out. He goes, you haven't noticed, you nerd, haven't you? And he goes, what? Yeah, she was ignoring you, but she was looking at you the whole time in class. She even got kind of jealous when you were talking to that round-faced girl. And Izuku like, Chaco, but why would Todoroki be jealous? All Might goes, haha, I see. Young Todoroki's got a crush on you, my son. Izuku faces go red and he goes, no she don't be like that, no. Engo goes, and she's such a pretty girl too. This would be interesting. And Izuku's like, come on mom. And Bakugo goes, yeah, she has a crush on you, nerd. The moment you don't see that, it shows how stupid you are. Izuku's like, come on, Kachan. And from there, they talk and they have fun. And Izuku and them go back to school the next day. And the next day, they get to school, and this is where they talk about hero working and hero versus villains. And Izuku tries his best to talk to Todoroki, but she always ignites it to fire, and she gets angry because she hates the quirk, you know? She always blushes, and Izuku grabs her hand before she walks away, and he goes, do you have a crush on me? And this takes Todoroki by surprise. She looks at Izuku, and as she's about to speak, Momo slaps Izuku's hand and walks away and goes, what kind of question is that, Izuku? And Izuku's like, Momo, come on. And he said, nope. Come on, Todoroki, let's go. He said, oh my gosh, are you guys going to give me the silent treatment like that? Bakugo walks over, places his hands on the shoulder and goes, no point to trying to understand, woman, dude. Izuku looks at Bakugo and goes, I know. And he goes, and what goes down, and Aizawa goes, okay, today, students, I will not be taking you guys' class today. You guys will be taking one another hero. He should be here right now. And of course, All Might comes in. I am here, walking through the door like a normal person. Izuku blushes. Come on, Dad, you're embarrassing me. Bakugo smiles, like, wow, Uncle All Might, but he has to keep quiet, you know. From there, the same goes the same. Izuku and them go to hero training where Izuku wears his cool ass suit. Now his suit's gonna look more like his dad's, just green, you know. Just green version, and Izuku's really buff too, and everyone's like, damn, Deku, you're ripped, man, you're a Bakugo, like, what the hell? And Bakugo goes, makes sense, we trained together, this guy is powerhouse, you haven't even seen him yet, you know? And they're like, wow. And what goes down is they all meet up by All Might. All Might goes, whoa, the costume makes the pros, and you all looks like pros, I can't wait to see what you all can do. And of course it's hero versus villains, and of course they're all assigned to the same teams. Izuku is assigned with Ochako Uraraka, which makes Todoroki even more jealous, and she ignites the flames again. She tries to ice herself, but the flames are taking over, and she gets really angry, and she asks to be excused for a bit until she calms down. All Might understands, and he sees that Izuku's kind of in trouble, even though he doesn't understand it. But what goes down is Izuku's still chasing, challenging Bakugo, and Bakugo goes, I'm not going to hold back, Deku. Just know that. And Izuku goes, I know. I'll do my best not to hold back too, Kachan. I will also refrain from hurting you because you're my best friend. But I will do the job that's required. And Bakugo goes, I wouldn't have it any other way. They fist bump. And Bakugo and Tenya go up and hide the bomb. This time Bakugo is more strategic. He hides the bomb on the 3rd level, but makes it look like they're on the highest level, okay? And from there, Izuku tells Ida if he can patrol the areas, and when he sees the heroes, to report back their areas, and so Bakugo can lay out some bomb traps to keep them away. Because bear in mind, Bakugo has a unique understanding of how to use his quirks now. He already has those sweat bomb glands he has, and he puts them all around. He generates sweat and puts the bombs in certain areas of the 4th floor to make sure that Izuku and Uraraka couldn't get close. Anyway, when the heroes walk in, Izuku goes, the plan is that we're walking together, and he's unsure how his friend's going to go, but he knows his friend's smart, so we got to take away the obvious, okay? Even though he's explosive and has a tendency to be like that, he's more strategic, so we have to be on our game, okay? He has a long range shot, long range attack that can actually take us out pretty bad, okay? It's an AP shot, and he can shoot out with explosions that can knock you out, so you better be ready, okay? I'm unsure about the other guy that can move fast, but we got to be on our toes, okay? Ochako, and she does very well. As this is all going down, Todoroki's just watching, and she's just amazed upon, well, the fact that she does have a crush on Izuku, but she you know, can't help but feel jealous. And she's trying to repress her fire, but Izuku ignites that fire all the time, you know? She can't help it. But what goes down as Izuku gets to the 2nd floor, this is when Izuku sees Tenya Ida. Izuku goes, Ida! He rushes at him, but Ida manages to try his best to get away, but because Izuku's at 15% 1 for all and getting stronger and stronger, he keeps up with Ida to the point where he actually gets Ida by the stairs and locks him down. He wraps him up and throws him to Ochako. Ochako uses her anti-grav ability to make him float. There, Izuku ties up Ida using the capture tape, and Ochako drops him on the ground, and she goes, that's 1. Izuku uses Black Whip, holds him up and goes, where's the bomb, Ida? And he goes, I'm a villain, I will not be telling you nothing, heroes. And Izuku's like, very well, slams Ida onto the ground. And it goes, Kachan's smart. He'll be using this as a distraction to hide the bomb properly. And if I know Kachan, then he'll make it look like he's hiding the bomb up top and he's laying down traps right now. And he's probably got the bomb in a more obvious area. Alright, Ochako, let's go. They rush off and straight away. They get to the 4th floor. Bomb goes off immediately. Izuku tripped a bomb. And bombs go off easily, but his danger sense was enough for Izuku to grab Ochako and jump around the room, dodge every single bomb until he gets to the 4th floor. When he gets to the 4th floor, that's where Bakugo's standing there with AP shot ready. He shoots the AP shot, he throws Ochako, and he immediately punches the attack, wrapping Black Whip around his hand to nullify any form of burns. But he punches the attack using his 15%, destroying it, but he got sent flying back, injuring himself a little bit. And Izuku sees it, he goes, Kachan, that was pretty good. He goes, you haven't even seen nothing, Deku, let's go. He rushes in Izuku, but Izuku immediately speed blitzes him, and he throws a kick towards Bakugo. Was just able to dodge, he throws a bomb, but Izuku uses Black Whip behind him to smack Bakugo's hand up in the air. Izuku turns around, uses Black Whip again to grab Bakugo's foot, and slams him into a pillar, which takes the wind out of Bakugo. And as Bakugo is about to hit the ground, Izuku wraps up both Bakugo's hands and legs, and throws him to the roof, holds him in mid-air. And Izuku goes, after you, Ochako. Ochako walks over and grabs the bomb. Heroes win! And from there, everyone's surprised, and they go downstairs, and this is when they find out that Izuku was the MVP of the entire story, and so was Bakugo, in fact. Ochako and Ida did well, but they weren't the MVPs, okay? And so Izuku and Bakugo smile. Bakugo goes, damn, that hurt. Your quirk got really strong, huh? I was able to break out of that when we were kids, but I can't do so now. Well, not as easy. And Izuku goes, yeah, my quirk. Well, the doctor put my quirk as a percentage grade, you know. Right now, I'm only at 15% my true power right now. Bakugo goes, for real? 15%, and you beat me that easy. What the hell, Deku? Well, Bakugo realizes that makes sense. His dad is All Might. Bakugo kind of laughs and stands behind with Izuku as Izuku's just looking at his dad. Everyone else's situation goes the same except for Todoroki. She's really emotional right now because she's super jealous and doesn't know how to deal with her feelings. She slams her hands on the wall and makes a massive iceberg that catches them all massively this time. And she touches the bomb and unfreezes everyone, but she does it in such a hostile way in a sense. And Izuku sees this, but for now he has to just get over it. From there, they all go home. Bakugo always wants to visit, you know, and see All Might and see Izuku, and Izuku's sweet with that. And so, a couple of days pass, I'm just going to state, the U.S.J's situation is not going to happen right away. But what goes down is when it comes to the fated day of the U.S.J, bear in mind All Might's there, you know, because he is permanently stuck in his muscly form, but he can't do the hero work like he used to, okay? He's 80% his true power. That's it. All Might's there with Aizawa, and they go, well, today we're going to be going to the U.S.J Unforeseen Simulation Joint. But before then, I want you guys all to pick your hero names, and not only that, I would like for you guys all to choose a class representative, of course. And bear in mind, this is when the news reporters are there, you know. Izuku got to school early, so he didn't get to see any of that because of his dad's influence, you know. And so the class rep is made. They want Izuku the Midoria to be there, but Izuku's like, I don't want to become class rep, give it to Ida. And so Momo and Ida become class rep, like in canon. And everything up until the point with the people who walk into the school, that all goes the same, okay? There's nothing going to change. It's up until the point when the U.S.J situation happens, it's where things are going to change. And so, I know I've changed the story to suit my narrative, but you'll understand. Anyway, Izuku goes off with the team, and they all on the bus. This is when, of course, Su Asui explains, hey Midoria, your quirk is much like All Might's, right? And Izuku goes, yeah, my quirk is multitude versions of quirk. I don't think All Might has as much quirks as I do, but we have similar strength quirks. Bakugo smiles like, that's not the only thing that's similar. Izuku's like, Kachan, shut up. And what goes down is they objectively talk, and they explain that Izuku has one of the most powerful quirks. He actually has 6 quirks, which surprises everyone. How the hell does that happen? Even Todoroki already knows, but they state that the 2 strongest in the class besides Katsuki Bakugo is Izuku and Todoroki. Izuku looks right at Todoroki, and Todoroki is looking at him and blushes and turns away, gaining more control of your fire. Izuku's like, so she does have a crush on me. I need to talk to her before things go out of hand. And so what goes down is, as they get off the bus, All Might's there with Aizawa and 13. They're like, welcome everyone to the U.S.J. And they walk in, and Izuku just has this weird feeling. And All Might goes, Midoria, what's the matter, young man? And Izuku's like, I don't know, All Might. My danger sense quirk is activating as if something's wrong. All Might goes, I see. How often does your danger sense work to the point where it's 100%? Izuku goes, well, so far it's 100%. The only time danger sense doesn't work is when my mom's present, you know? And All Might goes, I see. Aizawa, 13, have you secured the area? 13 goes, well, we have, but there's nothing out of the ordinary. Why? And he goes, well, I trust young Midoria when it comes to the idea of his danger quirk. I think we should get all the students back on the bus. What do you think, Aizawa? Aizawa goes, All Might, I don't want to waste a day. I don't get paid enough for this. How about we'll just go in, you're here, you know. If anything happens, I'll take the students out with 13 and you can deal with anything, right? All Might goes, that's pretty stupid, Aizawa, but hey, if this is what we're going to do, then fine. Just bear in mind that anything happens though, I'm going to hold you accountable, right? I did suggest we should leave with the students. And so they walk in, and of course, it exactly happens like Izuku said. A black purple type of portal opens right in front of them, and out walks villains just like in canon. All Might looks at Aizawa and he goes, you should have listened to the damn boy. Aizawa, 13, get the kids out of here now. And he goes, Midoria. And he goes, yeah, you're the fastest in the class. Use your ability to fly to head straight to the UA and get a hold of everyone to let them know what's going on and come straight back here. You understand? Izuku's like, yes, All Might. Immediately Izuku rushes off. Immediately. He smashes right to the door because the doors were locked. Izuku smashes the door and he boosts at a max speed, way faster than what Ida could do. And Izuku gets to UA in under a minute and a half. Okay, and that's a lot. That's a really big thing. When he gets there, he tells Principal Nezu, which Nezu gets a hold of all the teachers that are in UA. He gets a hold of all of them and brings them all up. And what happens is Nezu tells Izuku that he should stay with us, but Izuku instantly, at the moment he tells him, he rockets right through the window, he smashes through it and goes, I'm sorry, Principal Nezu, I'll pay for that. And Izuku flies off, he goes, just like his father. And what goes there, Vlad King puts Principal Nezu on his shoulders and they all head out as fast as they can to the U.S.J. When Izuku gets back there, what happens is he sees his friends get teleported through a portal. Izuku tries to reach out, but he misses his friends. When Krogiri sees Izuku, he goes, this young, I see I missed a young one. Well, as this goes down, Izuku disappears immediately as fast as he can. He uses Black Whip to grab the smoke guy. He throws him, and he sees the metal. Izuku punches the metal as hard as he can, damaging Krogiri's metal, necklace, you know, and he falls to the ground. As Izuku sees this, he looks up and he feels these massive shockwaves hit him, you know. He looks over and he sees his dad fighting the Nomu. As Izuku's about to fly over to him, Krogiri opens his hand and opens a portal. And what happens is Izuku pretty much smashes into the water. He's like, what the? He immediately sees this and he sees this, what's it called? Villains try to attack him. Izuku uses Black Whip, Danger Sense, and float, and he spins around with a super strength to make like a kind of mini tornado. He flies up in the air, holding all the villains in the air, and he spins them down, slamming them into the water. Izuku looks over Mineta and Asui, being panicky because their boat's about to sink. Izuku lands. He goes, Sue, Mineta, come. They go, Midoria. They jump on his back. Mineta's like, I'm so thankful that you're here to rescue us, Midoria. Izuku's like, oh, sorry, Mineta, let's go. Izuku immediately flies up, but he realizes that these villains will chase him, and so what he does is he picks up the boat using Black Whip, and he throws it right at all the villains. And Izuku goes, "What's your guys' quirk? Tell me immediately." Asui explains her quirk, and Mineta explains his, and he goes, "Well then, Mineta, use your quirk to throw all these balls in the water. Once they stick to each other, they'll be stuck until the heroes come, right?" Mineta's like, "Right." And immediately, what happens is they throw a lot of sticky balls, which does the same. Izuku flies up and puts Mineta and Sue up top of the stairs, and Izuku flies off to go do his best to save everyone else. Izuku looks over and sees his dad doing okay against the Nomu, okay? This All Might has been fighting the Nomu from the get-go. Aizawa is taking out all the other villains, and he's fighting Shigaraki right now. And Kroger is barely recovered from Izuku punching and breaking parts of his metal necklace, so he can't do much right now. So All Might's not fighting at a standstill, but he's fighting in a way where he's trying to cause less collateral for certain situations until he will have to actually stop holding back. All Might punches the Nomu back, and he goes, "Huh. So you can absorb kinetic energy, and you can have hyper regeneration with super strength. I'll give you that. But your quirk doesn't nullify damage, right? It only absorbs it. This lets out a rare opportunity for me to see how strong I truly am right now, and where I stand truly in my own field of power. So prepare yourself, creature, I'm not gonna hold back. All Might rushes in, throws a Detroit smash. So does so does the Nomu. In doing so, the shockwave enough cracks the majority of the U.S.J, shocking everyone. And as Todoroki is being pushed to her limits, Izuku lands right on top of the villain's head that's about to stab her, grabs the villain, throws him through the building, uses Black Whip, has 5 tendrils, smacks all the other villains away, wraps him up, throws him at the same building. Todoroki looks at Izuku, blushes, and goes, I had that. Izuku flies over to her and goes, I know. I actually didn't need to worry about you. You're the one person that I know besides Katsuki Bakugo that can protect themselves. Izuku leans over and goes, I'd like to talk to you after this, if you don't mind, Todoroki. She looks at Izuku like, what? And Izuku goes, he touches the side of her face and disappears immediately, going to help everyone else. And Izuku does that. He goes to help every single person else in the entire building, taking out as much villains as he can until he gets to Momo, Chiro, and Kaminari. The moment he gets there, Snipe shoots a bullet right through the villain's hand that was about to grab Momo, and Izuku kicks the villain right in the head, knocking him out. Snipe is the man. He does multiple bullets, taking out all the villains that Izuku missed. And Shigaraki manages to touch Aizawa's arm and decayed a part of it, and as he's about to finish it, he gets shot 8 times from Snipe's bullets, almost killing him. Koguru using the last of his strength to wrap him and Shigaraki and teleport them out. And when the Nomu sees this, is almost just decimated him, almost like, he goes, you may be strong, you may be able to take on my 100% counterpart? Ha, what a joke. All Might begins to destroy him and goes, before it would have taken me 4 punches, but seeing I'm a little bit weaker than I used to be, this will take me about a good 15 or 20, but that's alright, because I know that I am about to win. And All Might punches him right in the air, and he sends him on a free fall, and All Might does the cool pose that he does in canon. He does plus ultra Detroit smash. Does it and destroys the Nomu, sends him flying, smashing through the wall, and sends him flying just like in canon. All Might looks over, he's like, huh, that took a lot out of me, kid. And he sees all the kids and they're all happy. They're like, wow. No one was injured thanks to Izuku's quick thinking except for Aizawa, okay? At 13. But what goes down is they all get debriefed and they have 3 to 4 days off. This is when Izuku starts to train more with All Might and talks to his mum about how does he talk to a girl that has a crush on him. And goes like, you're too young for that, young man. But at the same time, if you feel that you need to talk to her, then talk to her. Just tell her how you feel, son. Izuku's like, alright mum, thank you so much. All Might goes, don't be home too late today, son. And he goes, yeah, dad, I won't be. Izuku flies off and he takes Todoroki to meet him. And at first she doesn't get back to him until she does. Izuku meets her at a, what's it called? Just a restaurant place. And they get down and they begin to talk. Izuku just explains to Todoroki, he apologizes that he makes her feel flustered, you know? And he's quite interested to know that she has a crush on him. She tries to immediately deny it, but Izuku goes, you don't need to deny it. He grabs her hand, he goes, to be honest, I like you too. And this shocks Todoroki. Shocks to the point where her face goes from normal cherry red to mega blood red, you know? She's like super blushing, fire ignites from her body. And Izuku goes, see, even right now, you're nervous right now because you're using your other side of the quirk. And she's upset, but she understands, you know? And so what goes down is Izuku and Todoroki begin to hang out more and more, you know, and build up that friendship that they once truly had and allow for Todoroki to deal with her own emotions. But when they come out to school, this is when the situation with the sports festival. And what goes down is All Might has a couple of days to train them, so he pushes them all to train even harder. He makes Bakugo put his hand in the boiling water and blast explosions. He put Todoroki in ice water and changes the outside between fire and cold. Like, All Might's really hand practical on all his students. And so what ends up going down is after that they all go into the UA Sports Festival. This is when Midnight states the leader of the entrance exams, Izuku Midoria. They're like, yeah. Izuku's a little bit nervous, but what he goes to them and goes, well, all I can say is, just like All Might, I hope you guys all do your best. All Might's my hero, and he left a standard that we can easily beat, okay? So all we can know is we're all heroes in our right mind, right? And they're all like, yeah. They all look at Izuku and Izuku goes, as for now, let's all put our hands together and let's call out the school motto. They're like, plus ultra. And so they do a plus ultra or whatever sign. And they goes to the first, second, and third event. And Izuku speed blitzes the first event. So the second event, no one can get close to him thanks to Black Whip. And the third event, well, that will begin soon. This will be something I'll be telling you very, very soon. And so what goes down is what's it called? Inko is quite happy Izuku's got another thing to like play with, you know, like to do something more with, you know. And so what goes down is as they head into the UA sportswear store, Izuku immediately gets ready. He sees the floor with what's going to happen, and so sorry guys. And so the moment President Mike says begin, Izuku already knew the floor was running through the tunnel, so he doesn't hesitate. He uses his ability to fly and his max speed of 15% 1-4 at this present time, because as he's growing, he's just only using it this time. He's going to get strong really fast. He just needs to break past his own physical limiter, and you'll understand soon. But Izuku, without hesitating, rushed right to the wall. Todoroki tried to freeze him on the spot, but Izuku's speed and reflexes are already gone, and so Izuku rockets past everyone. This time, as he gets past, he flies even higher. He sees a 0-pointer, and so the last time he saw a 0-pointer, he let it go. But this time, he wants to see what I can do to a 0-pointer. So he rushes at max speed. He wraps Black Whip around his hand, making the Black Whip armor that he does. Because this is my story, he's going to use Black Whip as a form of protection. He wraps it around his hand, and what he does is he jumps on the ground. He uses Fire Jin. Now, Fire Jin is one of the other quirks that Izuku has, and pretty much he builds up energy in his body to the point where he can maximize 100% of his quirk without any of the backlash, but he needs to build the energy up. So Izuku lands on the ground and speed blitzes the area, jumping around the 0-pointer and building up energy until his arm starts to glow. Izuku jumps straight in the air, and everyone's slowly but surely catching up because he had to build his energy up. Izuku jumps up, he puts his arm back and punches the 0-pointer, releasing the energy built up, obliterating the 0-pointer entirely. When everyone sees this, they're like, whoa, what the hell? Izuku destroys the 0-pointer, uses Black Whip, and he flies off to throw the 0-pointer in a way it doesn't get into anyone else's way. Bear in mind, Izuku's not egotistical, nor is he stupid, you know. He wants to make sure that it's fair for others. And so he flies over, and when he gets down, he sees the obstacle course, but he finds it pointless. He can fly. And he speed blitzes past the last two obstacles and gets to the end. When Izuku gets to the end, he looks really great. Izuku flies down with a hero landing pose. Everyone's like, whoa, Izuku Midoriya's gangster! Everyone's like, yeah! Izuku stands up, taking the pose of his dad. And Izuku goes, I am here! Everyone smiles, and All Might gets the biggest grin on his face. He's like smiling, he gets a little tear. And it almost like, yes, I'm proud of you, my son. You did really well. And so from there, Bakugo comes second, to be honest, because he's really fast and strong now. When Bakugo gets there, Izuku grabs Bakugo's hand and goes, yeah! Everyone like celebrates, you know. And when Todoroki gets there, she looks right at Izuku, and Izuku looks at Todoroki and she blushes. And Izuku's like, Todoroki, come in the middle. But she's nervous, of course. And from there, everything goes relatively the same, until the point where even Izuku finds out upon the headband and the fact that he's got 1,000,000 points and everyone has to go for him. And so Izuku tries to find a team. Katsuki Bakugo outright goes to Izuku, nope, I'm going to go on my own team, fool. Izuku's like, but Kachan! And he's like, nope, you're on your own, okay? From here, it's about who's the best out of you and me, you hear me? Izuku goes, fine, Kachan, just don't be stupid, you egg. And he goes, shut up. They both look at each other and they fist bump. And he goes, see you at the end, nerd. And he goes, yeah, exploding head. Bakugo walks away. And Izuku goes to find his team. He asks Ida again, but Ida's like, sorry, Midoriya, but I want to also progress. Izuku's like, dang, okay. So just like in canon, he gets Mei Hatsume. He gets, what's it called? Oh, sorry. He gets, what's his name? The bird. He gets Tokiyami, my bad, I apologize, I got confused because I had Todoroki in my head, Tokiyami, blah blah blah. I had Fumikage in my head, but I got confused with that too, so yeah. But anyway, he gets Tokiyami in his group, and Todoroki's watching. And the moment Ochaka Uraraka comes to his group, this is when he realizes, this is when Todoroki starts to get really jealous again. And flames appear over her head. When Endeavor sees this, he's like, what's wrong with my daughter? He's happy that she's using her quirk, but he's like, she's never like this. And he's like, Shoto! He goes, keep using your fire, it's your strength! And Todoroki hears this and deactivates the fire immediately. And he's like, damn girl. What happens is she's aggro, and then when Mei Hatsume comes into the group, it makes her even more jealous, you know? And so, the moment the cavalry battle, I hate the cavalry battle, but I'm just going to say, long story short, Izuku uses Black Whip and Tokiyami to pretty much keep them away. He can use Float to keep them all in the air as well. And so, Izuku's team passed with flying colors. and it comes up to the part where this time though Izuku's not gonna fight. He's not gonna fight. Actually, no, he's gonna fight Shinso. Okay, Izuku's gonna find out from his friend that Shinso has the ability to mind control people, and so this time Izuku's not stupid. Okay. Before the fight begins, Izuku goes, "I know what kind of quirk you have. Okay." So just note that it's not gonna work upon me. Your quirk works upon activating by talking, right? And Shinso looks at Izuku and he's about to speak, but Izuku goes, "Unfortunately, that's not gonna work upon me. That's a really cool quirk, to be honest, and I'll hate to go up against that naturally. You'll become one really powerful hero one day, Shinso." Shinso's shocked and he goes, "I'm not even joking, but I have a goal to meet. I want to beat All Might and I've got to beat Katsuki Bakugo. Unfortunately, so sorry Shinso, but this battle has already gone in my favor." And Shinso goes, "Why is that?" And he thought he would win by using his quirk on Izuku, but Izuku used a black whip to grab Shinso's arms and legs and pushes him straight out of the arena and puts him down. Because of that, that's why. Shinso touches the ground, and as he does so, Izuku gets caught by Shinso's mind control quirk by accident because Shinso answered the question and Izuku answered after he placed Shinso out of bounds. And so Izuku's standing there with black whip released and he's not making a move. President Mike goes, "And Midoria wins!" And Aizawa's like, "Not surprising. But what's the matter with him? Midoria, you okay?" Izuku's just standing there and Shinso goes, "Oh, he spoke in my quirk." But what goes down is Izuku's body starts to glow. As it starts to grow, black whip appears out of Izuku's body. Mist appears around Izuku's body. He starts to float. And Izuku breathes out and he's like, and what happens is his quirk flickers at 100%, blowing everyone away. Izuku looks at his hands and they're not broken, but they're slightly bruised. Izuku finally had the catalyst to break past the 15% and gain access to 100%, but he injures himself still, much like in canon. However, Izuku can't just jump to 100% one for all, okay? He has to build himself up, but he now has access to it, which will hurt him, okay? Just letting you guys know. Thanks to what Shinso did, Izuku actually connected to the quirk within his body properly. Yurichi Shigaraki, the one that was the first user, connected with Izuku immediately. Bear in mind, All Might has his own form of one for all, but Izuku was born with one for all, so the connection to the vestiges is way stronger, okay? So when Izuku sees that one on his mind, he touched the first user, which in turn activated 100% one for all within his body, which didn't break his finger, but broke control of the mind control. Izuku realizes this is what kind of power he has at his fingertips. He now understands what his dad has to go through every day. Izuku looks at Shinso and tells him, "Thank you so much for this opportunity. You made me enhance my quirk better. I hope to see you in the hero course one day. Your quirk's amazing. Don't ever let that go down." Izuku shows great sportsmanship and walks out with Shinso, and everyone's like, everyone's like, "Midoriya, yeah! Shinso, yeah!" And Shinso's like, "But I did nothing." And Izuku goes, "Your quirk's amazing, I said that." And so from there, everyone's sitting in there, and Izuku goes off to go to his next battle, which is Todoroki. Before Izuku leaves, Todoroki looks at Izuku and goes, "Midoriya?" And Izuku goes, "Todoroki, you're finally talking to me." She blushes and looks down, and she goes, "Objectively, you're the most powerful person in this class. And as such, I'm not going to hold back." And Izuku looks at her and goes, "I wouldn't have it any other way." She places her hand up and goes, "Before we start though, can I talk to you in private, please?" Everyone looks at them. Momo's like, "Todoroki, are you?" And she goes, "It's alright, Momo. Please, just let me in, Izuku." And she's fine with it. She's like, "Okay then, okay." Izuku goes up with Todoroki and she stands there for a bit. And Izuku goes, "So what's happening, Todoroki? What are you going to tell me?" And she goes, "Remember how I told you about my father, right?" And Izuku goes, "Yeah." And she goes, and she explains everything, much like how Todoroki does in canon, more clearer. And Izuku looks at her, and he walks over to her and grabs her hand and goes, "I know you have a crush on me." And she looks at Izuku, and Izuku pulls her in closely and goes, "I have a crush upon you too, Todoroki." And she's like, "Oh, and I don't want you to hold back at all, okay? You should use your fire side because that's not your father's quirk, okay? The quirk that you have is your own. Your quirk is special. You understand me? And if you're not going to use your quirk, I'm not going to use my quirk properly too as well. So you'll win by, you'll win by me holding back. Is that how you want to win?" She looks at Izuku. Izuku goes, he bumps her head and he goes, "I'll see you in there. Don't hold back, icy hot." Izuku walks away and she's just nervous. She's blushing massively. Is that what Izuku said? And as Izuku's walking towards the stadium, she already walks away. As Izuku walks to the stadium, this is when he sees Endeavor, and Izuku's like, "Oh, pro hero number 2, Endeavor. Nice to see you." And Endeavor's like, "You too, Midoria. I hear you going up against my daughter. Well, that's great. I would like you to use your quirk to make her use her fire." And Izuku walks away and he goes, "I won't be forcing her to do anything she does not want to do. I'm not you, Endeavor. At the same time, though, I told her I'm not going to fight her properly unless she uses her quirks properly. If she beats me, it's only due to the fact that she held back. If not, well, yeah. So she's not going to do this for you. She's going to do this because she wants to. I don't give a damn about you, Endeavor." Izuku walks away. Endeavor's kind of annoyed. He goes, "What has Shoto told you?" In his mind, as Izuku walks away, what goes down is All Might walks around the corner and goes, "Ah, Endeavor, long time no see. How's it been?" And he goes, "Tsk. It's been 10 years, All Might, and you want to act like it's normal?" And he goes, "Well, yeah." And he goes, I see you're doting over your daughter. That's interesting." And he goes, "Yeah, well, what of it?" And All Might goes, "Oh, nothing much. I'm also here doting over my child as well. I hope my son does really well in the tournament too." And Endeavor's like, "Wait a minute. You have a son? He's at the school? Who is he?" All Might goes, "You'll see in the finals. Haha. Or maybe you'll see him against your daughter." All Might walks away and goes, "Wait a minute, that green haired kid's your kid?" And All Might goes, "Yep, so good luck, eh? Your daughter better do well, because my young Izuku is not going to hold back." All Might walks away with a big smile, and Endeavor's like, his fire rages, he's like, "All Might has a child, and he's that brat." He's really angry. He goes, "My Shoto better win." And so what goes down, All Might watches on, he's smiling, and Endeavor's watching on from the opposite side. He's really aggro. He's like, "All Might has a child, and this kid is going up against my daughter. If my daughter wins, that means my daughter's better than All Might's." Ha ha ha. Alright. As Izuku walks in, he goes, "So Todoroki, have you agreed upon using your quirk? Or are you going to be half and half?" She looks at Izuku, and Izuku goes, "How about this? You use your quirk, and I'll ask you out on a date." Todoroki's face goes mega red, and fire bursts from her left side. And Izuku goes, "Well, you used your quirk, so I'm taking you out on a date." And this makes Momo laugh because Izuku kind of circumvented the nervousness he had and made it in a way where she has kind of no choice because she burst into flames. Izuku already asked that, so Izuku pretty much put her into a conundrum. She's kind of nervous, but she goes, all right, Izuku, or all right, Midoriya, I'll use my quirk. Just make sure you use your quirk too." And Izuku begins to float. Black whip appears out of Izuku's body with some mist appearing around him. He goes, "Oh, I'll be using my quirk, alright. You made me excited. I'm looking forward to fighting the number two's hero's daughter at 100%. So don't hold back on me. You understand?" And she's like, "Yeah, I understand. And about that date's only gonna happen if you win, Midoriya. Which is never." She stomps on the ground. Ice appears from one side, and unintentionally out of anger, she just doesn't care. She puts her hand in the front and does a massive flame blast at Izuku. The moment she does that, Endeavor's like, "Shoto! You're finally using your quirk. That's the one, my daughter. Beat all my brats." The moment he says this takes everyone off guard. All Might looks at Endeavor and like, "You bloody idiot. This is not your thing to say." But no one understood what Endeavor meant. They're like, "Well, he must be an All Might fan, because he did I Am Here and stuff like that." But as this goes down, Todoroki hears this. At first she was aggro at her father's voice, but then she hears All Might's brat. Wait a minute, you're the... And as she's exploding fire and ice to Izuku uses his quirk. He pulls his hand back, and he immediately throws a punch, smashing all the ice away and blowing the fire away. And she's like, "This is insane. He's so strong." She thinks in her head, that definitely confirms that he's All Might's kid, doesn't it? And Izuku jumps in the air and she tries to do an ice shield glacier, but Izuku smashes through it using the Delaware Smash. He uses the Delaware Smash to flick it away, and Izuku pops down, smacks the ground. Todoroki puts her hand up to try blast the fire at Izuku, but Izuku uses Black Whip to grab her hand and throw her at the ice behind him, smashing into it. And while everyone's like, "Whoa," Izuku turns around and he instantly claps his hand, doing a massive shockwave, destroying all the ice and impacting Todoroki to the point where she gets sent flying. She instantly uses her flames to slow herself down and uses ice to make a ice barrier around her. As she slides down and she's breathing heavily, she's like, and as it goes, it's not really good not you being able to use your quirk at 100%. That's the fault of hiding your quirk, Todoroki. And she's looking at Izuku, and Izuku goes, you still want to continue? Because I'm looking forward to a date. And she gets really aggro and she blasts as hard as she can as much of an ice and flames, but she's also blushing because she's like really giddy. Momo sees her, she's like, ah, look at her, she's really blushing, she's really nervous. Ochako and them are all like, what? You mean? And they're all like, oh, you haven't noticed? Todoroki's in love with Midoria. And all the girls are like, what? Oh my gosh! And they're all like, it's time for us to be girly girls to her and help her out. And Momo goes, yeah, she's kind of blocked out her emotions. She's kind of, yeah, you know. And this is where Mina goes, well, we need to change that. We're all friends, you know. We need to make sure that she's safe. And we need to make sure if Midoria breaks her heart, that we break him. And they all agree. They nod. And Ochako smiles. Bear in mind, Ochako's not jealous, okay? Because, yeah, I'm just going to be it that way. But anyway, what goes down is Todoroki's doing their best, but Izuku's just jumping around, building up kinetic energy. And what happens is, as Izuku lands, he has enough kinetic energy in both his legs, both his arms. He stands up, looking red. And he goes, I'm at 100% now, Todoroki. I'm going to throw to you my full power at this present time. You better do the same, okay? Because I want to see how much you can take. Izuku stomps on the ground, cracks the entire stadium, which shocks everyone. Izuku places his hand back. And as he does that, Todoroki blasts as much ice as he can and fire, making a massive hot-cold heat blast exchange. Izuku pulls his hand back, slams his foot, leans forward, and punches the air. Blasting the air as hard as he can, using 100% pseudo one for all, 100% using fire Jin. And doing so, the shockwave was so massive that Cementos and Midnight, they weren't fast enough. Well, the barrier went up, but it got blown away straight away. The pheromone that she released got blown away straight away. A tornado appeared right in in the middle of the stadium, much like how All Might did the Detroit Smash to the Sludge Monster. Same thing. Izuku's punch did the same kind of force, where All Might and Cementos had to change his tactic to make a massive concrete wall around everyone to protect them from the blast. And Shockwave, Todoroki got sent flying straight out. And as she was about to hit the wall, Izuku jumped after her and caught her using Black Whip. He grabbed her and pulled her down and landed her on the ground. She was completely knocked out cold. And as everyone sees this, Izuku's holding Todoroki in his arms, bridal style. And as the weather changes and it starts to rain, what goes down, they pull down the wall and everyone's like, what the hell? This kid's seriously that powerful? He's got power like All Might. Does that mean this is All Might's kid? Incredible. Much like how the other one is the number 2 heroes. And this starts to spread. Endeavor sees Izuku holding Todoroki and he's like, my daughter lost him. Incredible, he really is the son of All Might. He looks up in the air and he sees the rain coming down and he goes, my Shoto stood no actual chance to get him. And as Izuku flies down and walks away with her, everyone's like, incredible! Izuku Midoriya wins the match! They're like, whoa! Izuku takes Todoroki to the infirmary to get herself checked and he stands there holding her hand. This is when Endeavor bursts into the room and goes, Shoto! He walks over to him and tries to push Izuku out of the way, but Izuku's danger sense feels it and moves out at Endeavor's arm length. Endeavor's like, this kid just dodged me, but he didn't even look at me. And he sees Izuku holding Todoroki's hand and he goes, what the hell's the meaning of this, Midoria? All Might walks in. He goes, nicely done, Izuku. Come with me. Izuku goes, yeah, Dad, I'm coming. And what goes down, Izuku goes, I'll be back to see you when you wake up, Todoroki. Endeavor's like shocked, you know. He's like, what's this kid's connection to my daughter? Didn't they go to the same school together? What the hell's going on? And so Endeavor's going through his own mindscape and all that stuff. Izuku goes back to All Might and goes, the cat's out of the bag, my son. Everyone kind of figuring out that you're my child. So I'll leave it up to you to announce, even if you win this, okay? Izuku smiles. You have confidence I'm going to win this, Dad? And he goes, of course. I'm your father, of course. But that means you don't hold back on your best friend just because he's your best friend. Do you understand? Izuku's right. And he goes, bear in mind, I used to spar against Night Eye. Night Eye has the ability to see the future. So as much as I am as strong as I am, for 1 whole hour, Night Eye could dominate me, okay? So don't let your guard down. He's trained with you for a while, alright? Izuku's like, yeah, Dad, I won't. Good luck in your next match. And so what goes down is Izuku goes on to his next match and he defeats Ida. Ida tries to rush after him, but Izuku uses his absolute speed too. And he blitzes Ida and throws him out like he's nothing. But Izuku picks up Ida and says, great match, Ida. You just placed up against the wrong person. He goes, I know, Midoria, but you're great. That was great, thank you. Izuku puts his hand up with Ida and everyone's like, yeah! Bakugo fights are all the same. He beats Ochaka Uraraki, he beats, Tokiyami, and he makes it to the finals. Izuku makes it to the finals too. And they go, for the final match, the exploding murder god himself, Dynamite! Bakugo smiles, and Izuku's like, Kachan, you idiot, you were told by Midnight not to call yourself that. And he goes, oh well, I better make an interest too. And as Izuku, because Bakugo did an explosion in the hallway to make him look flashy as he come out, and Izuku goes, I'll do the same. He instantly explodes 100% of his smoke screen that he can out of his body. It fills the area, and Prison Mike goes, and from this corner, the multi-quirk hero himself, Deku! Izuku walks in, Black Whip activated, body's looking really cool, and everyone's like, wow! The son of All Might, that's incredible. And Izuku's like, what? And Bakugo goes, I guess they all found out, nerd? And Izuku goes, yeah, I guess they did. But that's alright, Kachan. I'm glad you found out in the way you did. And he goes, yeah, thank you again, Deku. Now don't hold back, you understand, idiot? And he goes, yeah, Kachan. And he goes, Dynamite. And he goes, alright, Dynamite. I won't hold back. And he goes, yeah, Deku. And President Mike goes, this match is about to be explosive. Bear in mind that these two kids were the ones that not only beat All Might score, but they destroyed it. So you're looking at the number 1 and number 2 of the entrance exam. You understand? So let's have some cheers for the two young men. And let the battle begin. Bakugo immediately explodes to Izuku and goes, Howitzer! He does it as fast as he can. Howitzer impact! Throws it at Izuku. Izuku immediately disappears. And Bakugo anticipated Izuku to use Black Whip, so he instantly uses a left hand to blow him closer to the ground and instantly direct himself in the air. Bakugo knows that he can't just go into this battle, okay, being stupid. Izuku pretty much can dominate him with everything. And so as much as Bakugo tries to do AP shot, everything like that, Izuku's just too much for him. To the point where Izuku comes around, he punches Bakugo in the gut. He's using his advanced martial arts training he's been doing all his life. He subdues Bakugo and slams him to the ground, grabs his foot and throws him out. Bakugo tries to pull himself in, but Izuku punches the air. And Bakugo's like, I can't lose like this. He instantly puts his hand behind himself and he tries to explode himself, but he can't. And just at the last moment, Bakugo goes, damn it, no! And what happens is Bakugo has a form of awakening where sweat accumulates on his feet and around his body. He does like one full-on explosion that puts him in the air, and his feet's doing like mini explosions floating him there briefly. Unintentionally, Bakugo goes, what the? He goes, my quirk. And Izuku goes, Kachan, your quirk evolved. And he goes, yeah, it did. Wow! He flies in to go fight Izuku, but Izuku goes, it may have evolved, but Izuku wraps him in Black Whip, holds him down, slams him to the ground. Unfortunately, it doesn't mean nothing. Izuku holds him up and punches Bakugo straight in the face, sends him flying out of the arena, knocking him out. And Izuku jumps in the air and puts his hand up and he goes, he puts his arm up as the victor, and everyone's like, whoa, yeah, that's incredible! Now Izuku becomes the winner. Bakugo doesn't, mope around and go, oh, does all that stuff, and Tokiyami is third, And as they stand there, Izuku, they ask him to do a speech, and Izuku goes, alright, now you guys have pretty much kind of heard certain rumors, and I've come to put those rumors to rest, okay? Yes, I'm the son of the number 1 hero, All Might, right? Everyone's just shocked! They're like, what the hell? Whoa! Everyone around Japan, everyone, even All For One, he is shocked too. Remember, the villains are watching this, okay? Shigaraki hears that All Might has a child. This kid that, took out all his villains, like this kid here is All Might's child. And so, All For One's like, All Might passed his quirk onto this kid. I see. All this quirk is something new. I must investigate more. All For One makes sure, because he will die next time All Might fights him, because All Might's at 80% his true power originally, so All For One does not want to fight him in that stupid regard. But what goes down is, after the tournament, Izuku goes, texts Todoroki, and she's nervous, but what happens is the girls help her out, Momo and help her out and get her dressed up. Todoroki's sister asks her, oh, what's happening? And she goes, I lost a bet, and I'm going on a date with Izuku Midoria. And she goes, oh, the son of All Might. And he goes, yeah. And she goes, how long have you known Shoto? And she goes, I don't know. I just found out today too. And she goes, wow, that's amazing. He goes, and what happens is Izuku is at the door. He knocks on the door, and Tenya comes to the door and he goes, you must be Izuku Midoria, I see. You come to pick up my sister and take her on a date. Well, welcome. And they go to talk. Izuku walks in and he looks at Todoroki and he goes, wow. Bear in mind, all the girls helped her out to make her look more flashy. And he goes, you're absolutely gorgeous. And this takes her by surprise. And this takes back the two sisters by surprise. The girls go, well, we better be heading off now, Todoroki. Todoroki states to take the car and the driver will drop them off home. And she does. What happens is Endeavor walks into the house, and as Endeavor walks into the house, he sees Todoroki dressed up. He goes, where you off to? What the hell's going on? Why were those girls here? And as Izuku walks in the frame and goes, what the hell is All Might's brat doing here? And Izuku goes, oh, hello to you too, number 2. Izuku smiles and he goes, you think you can be condescending to me, kid? In my house? And Izuku's like, oh, no, I'm just calling it how I see it. My father's number 1, you're number 2. So by respect, I'll call you number 2. And Devil's like, and Izuku goes, and to answer your question, I'm here to take your daughter on a date. She lost a bet, and I come to cash up on it, I guess. And as Izuku takes her hand and walks away, and Devil goes, hell no, are you going out with my daughter? And Todoroki, this is when she explodes the flames, and she goes, you're not going to tell me what to do with my life, stay the hell away from me. Blah, 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 blah. She does exactly what she says, or would say if Endeavor was to stop them, because of the fact that Endeavor was a shit father, or bad father, you know. So what goes down, if Endeavor's shocked, he goes, damn you! And he goes, the hell you bring All Might's brats here too? And Endeavor just stops. And if you guys want to know, I got this situation from a fan manga that's out there where Izuku goes on a date with a female Todoroki, and this is a progenitor to it. I wanted to add this into a video because I loved it and it's just great. So if you guys understand it, let me know, okay? But other than that, yeah, look it up on YouTube, you'll find it. What goes down is, as Endeavor realizes, he goes, wait a minute. He's frozen on the spot. He goes, All Might's brats plus Shoto equals godlike babies. But it's All Might's brats and Shoto. Endeavor's shocked. He can't move. He's frozen. Toya's like, hey Shoto, I think you broke him. And she goes, good. And he goes, I'll take some photos and send it to you, okay? And she's like, alright. And bear in mind, if you guys have read the fan manga, yeah, just know I'm actually stealing this from that part, okay? And so I'll give a shout out to the owner of the fan manga out tomorrow when I do the next video, okay? But either way, you know, yeah. As Izuku and Todoroki go out, they have their first day, and she blushes, you know, she tells Izuku that she's liked him from the day she met him. And Izuku said the same, you know, and they become really close. They kissed, and Izuku brings her home. When Izuku brings her home, it's Endeavor standing there and goes, so how was your 2 night? Nothing happened, I presume. And she goes, yeah, old man, nothing happened. Bye, Midoriya, I'll see you at school tomorrow. And she goes, yeah, bye, Todoroki. And she smiles, and as Izuku walks away, Endeavor goes, he goes, All Might's brat, I mean, Midoriya, right? And he goes, yes, my name is Izuku Midoriya. And he goes, what's your intention with my daughter? And Izuku looks at him and goes, 1, I didn't explain a damn thing to you. And 2, if you want to know, I intend to pursue your daughter, romantically. But we can grow up still and take it slow, but that's my plan. What's it to you, Endeavor? Endeavor goes, nothing at all. I do not like it, but I approve of you, kid. Endeavor goes, see you later. Endeavor walks away. He went through a massive thing in his mind where All Might's kid, his kid, the perfect baby, the most powerful baby to ever exist. Yep, he agrees to that and he's going to back them up. And so what goes down is Izuku goes to school, the girls ask what happened, blah, 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 blah. And this is when they go into their internships, okay? Endeavor asks for Todoroki to go with him, and she does, okay? This time, however, Izuku is about to go to Gran Torino. Well, he was going to go to Gran Torino because he wanted to see his grandpa, but All Might comes in, you know, goes, I'm here, standing in an awkward position. Everyone was like, All Might. And this when everyone remembered, that's right, Izuku, that's your dad. And Izuku's like, yeah, come on, guys. They're like, what? And Izuku's like, All Might. He goes, no need for formalities, my son. Everyone already knows. But I'd like to speak to you if that's alright. Aizawa? Aizawa was like, yeah, whatever, All Might. And Izuku, you remember what you need to do, Midoria? And he goes, yeah, Aizawa Sensei, I'll pick out from the list. And he goes, very good. And you may go. Izuku goes up, and goes, what's the matter, Dad? And he goes, well, you see, I've been approached by Endeavor. Izuku's like, Endeavor? What the hell did he say to you? And he goes, oh, no, not that at all. He told me that he's given you two his approval of you guys dating. And Izuku goes red, and he goes, oh, I see. That talk. And he goes, yeah. But not only that, he asked me personally if he could ask you if you wanted to go to his internship. Izuku's like, wait a minute, Endeavor wants me in his internship? And he goes, yeah. But what about Gramps? And he goes, I already talked to Gran Torino, and he's fine with it, you know. He said you already passed out all your quirks, but he told you to work better on your quirk, push them more and more, you understand? He goes, and if you don't, he'll hit you over the head. You remember what that feels like, right, young man? And Zuko's like, yeah, I remember, Dad, I remember. He goes, good. So what's your choice? And he goes, well, I get to spend time with Todoroki, and I get to, yeah, alright, Dad, yeah, I'll love to work for number 2. He goes, very good, young man. Well, go mark it off, go to Aizawa, and yeah, I'll meet you after school, okay? And he goes, yeah, Dad, all good. And so Izuku goes on, and he goes, Aizawa Sensei, I've chosen to go to Endeavor's agency. And Todoroki looks up and smiles, and Izuku looks at her, and what goes down and goes, well, that's pretty interesting. The son of the number 1 hero wants to go to the number 2. Yeah, I'm not going to argue. It'll be interesting anyway. And so what goes down is the internships begin, and they head to Endeavor's agency. Izuku was going to get a car sent out to him, but because All Might's rich and Izuku's pretty much rich from his family, they get in the car and they head out to Endeavor's agency. Endeavor sees them and he welcomes them and goes, welcome you two to my agency. You think this is going to be a walk in the park because you guys are kids, but hell no. Keep up with me and don't hold me back, okay? Technically, I was only going to work on with Shoto. But because you're here and me and your father talked and you actually accepted my proposal, young man, I will help you with your quirk. Your old man, Gran Torino, whatever the hell his name was, told me that you need to do a certain amount of quirk tests. So I'm going to push you the hell out to the max, okay? For the next 2 weeks. You understand, young man? And Shoto, I want you to practice on your fire more. And he goes, yeah, alright, old man. And he goes, And so from there, the next couple of days start to go on really, really well. Todoroki begins to use her flames more and more in depthly, and Izuku begins to push himself, using Fire Gen much more and pushing his 100%, his 15% all the way up. By the time Izuku and them go to Hosu, Izuku's at 25 to almost 30% one for all, and why I say that is because Endeavor's training is very grueling, okay? Izuku has to stay at 15% one for all at all times. So the more and more he pushes himself, the more and more he breaks himself to the point where he gets to about 25 to 30%. In doing so, what goes down is they all head out to Hosu. At the same time, Izuku is hanging out with Todoroki, and they are getting closer and closer, and Endeavor's not stopping it, He does tell them, you two idiot kids, you can save that till after the internships. Do you understand me? Izuku's like, oh, sorry, I'm Endeavor, sir. And she goes, yeah, Dad, alright. And Izuku's like, come on, Shoto, give him a chance. And she's looking at Izuku, and she pouts, and Izuku's like, he smiles. He goes, your dad is trying his best. He's changing. He's changed already. Give him some time. And she's just looking at Izuku, and she goes, alright, but I'll take my time. And he goes, hey, it's fine, all good, as long as you're okay with it. And so what goes down is they go to Hosu, and right away they see the damage and battle immediately. Endeavor goes, you two stay with me, okay, and make sure. And Izuku's like, yeah, alright. And what goes down is they help out as best they can. Izuku uses his danger scent and black whips to pull people out of burning buildings. Todoroki uses his ice to freeze all the fires that are burning. When a Nomu goes to attack Izuku wraps it up and crushes it immediately and slams it onto the ground and goes, these are the things that fought my dad back in the U.S.J. And Izuku wraps the black whip around the Nomu's head and rips it off. And goes, I believe my dad should have did this, but yeah, he kind of stupid sometimes. Endeavor looks at him and goes, I'm not gonna lie, yes he is. And Izuku kind of giggles at that. and Endeavor kind of smiles, like for the first time, a genuine smile, And Endeavor starts to take out, Nomus until Izuku realizes that Todoroki is gone. And Izuku's like, Todoroki, where are you? He goes to fly up, and Manuel even explains that Ida's gone too. And Izuku's like, what the hell? But where would they go? And what happens is Izuku remembered upon in Todoroki. He remembers that Ida's brother got attacked by Stain. Stain was in Hosu last, and Izuku's like, that damn idiot! He's gonna get revenge! And Izuku's really panicking, goes, I hope Todoroki's safe. Like, it's really getting really frustrated. Endeavor hears this and goes, Midoria, you have permission to use your quirk. Go find Todoroki. Go find Shoto now. Izuku's like, what? Endeavor. He rushes off at max speed. Izuku doesn't realize it, but because he's going through more and more, he's actually pushing his quirk beyond 30% at this time. He's jumping around building fire Jin unintentionally and rushing. He's panicking. He's like Todoroki, Ida, I hope you guys are okay. And when he gets there, he lands on the ground, and this is when he sees that ice and fire everywhere, and he sees that female Todoroki, his girlfriend, is being pinned to the wall with 2 knives through her hands, and he's about to stab Todoroki right in the kill her. Izuku's like, he's like, no! His body goes fully red. 1-4 creeps around Izuku's body. 100% burst out in a brief moment, brief flight. Izuku speed blitz Stain without hesitating. Grabs the sword, crushes it, grabs Stain's head, jumps in the air, and does a one huge 100% slam, breaking Stain's back, both his arms, both his legs, and critically injuring him to the point where Stain coughs out so much blood. Izuku holds him down and goes, how dare you hurt Todoroki! He's about to pull his arm back to kill him, and Stain's like looking at his death. He's like, what the hell? And he sees Izuku. He's like, you're the son of All Might. He goes, don't kill me. He goes, I've been waiting for a hero like you to come and change all these fakes. He goes, and Izuku's hand's about to come down, but Todoroki rushes over and goes and grabs him and goes, Midoriya, stop. Izuku's hand stops right in front of Stain's face before Stain sees Izuku about to kill him, and he's like, Izuku holds back. He's like, really angry, and he grabs Todoroki and goes, you're right. He goes, what did you do? Why didn't you just stay there? Your hands. Izuku goes, I had to stop you. I had to. You're not a villain. She hugs Izuku, and Izuku looks at her, and he cries like, I could have lost you tonight. He's so angry and looks at Stain, and Stain realizes that he hurt the girlfriend to the number 1 hero's son, and All Might, he admires All Might, and he sees Izuku as the same kind of being, the symbol of peace. Izuku calms down and goes, I apologize to you. I shouldn't have gone too far. You are injured badly. You are the hero killer, Stain, but it's not my job to dish out judgment this way. I meant to subdue you, not hurt you this way. And for that, I apologize. Izuku gets down to him really aggro, but you ever hurt my Todoroki again, I will kill you. And he feels this true bloodlust from Izuku. And Stain's like, he smiles, he goes, this future is not so bleak after all. A new number 1 hero is arising. Thank you, kid. I can rest in peace in jail knowing that this world's not going to be ruled by fakes. And he collapses, and Izuku's like, strange. He wraps him up. He grabs Ida and he slaps Ida on the back of the head and he goes, as class president, you idiot, you almost got yourself killed. And he's like, I'm sorry, Midoriya. He's like, sorry's not going to cut it, Ida. I'm going to have to tell my dad. I'm going to have to tell Endeavor. And Ida's looking down, and he grabs the other hero that's injured, and pulls them out. He's carrying Ida, Stain with Black Whip, and the other pro hero on the shoulders, and he's walking out with Todoroki in his other hand, holding her. And she's like, you can put me down. He goes, no, I'm not putting you down at all. He looks at her, he got a tear down his eye. I wasn't there to save the person I love. And she looks at Izuku, wait a minute, you love me? And Izuku goes, of course I do. He embraces her with a kiss, and he tells her he's never going to let her go again. You want to stay by my side? Do you want to stand? And she goes, yeah. And Izuku's just looking at her, so aggro, not at her, but at Stain, like he almost lost her. As he walks out, what goes down is Endeavor comes down with Manu and goes, you kids alright? And Izuku's holding Stain, badly injured. He goes, what happened? Shoto, you're bleeding. He goes, it's alright, Dad, it's alright. And he goes, no, did this man hurt you? Looking at Stain, but Izuku's like, it's alright, Endeavor. I broke his back and his arms. He can't do nothing. He submitted the moment I beat him. Manuel's like, you're not allowed to use your quirk. And Endeavor goes, I gave him permission to use his quirk. And he goes, oh, I see. And so what goes down is Endeavor and Izuku get the credit for taking down Stain. No one hears about Tenya Ida's situation at all. And their internship continues until it finishes. By the end of it, Shoto Todoroki actually becomes kinda close to her dad, where she actually calls him dad now instead of old man more. And she accepts her fire. Endeavor accepts Todoroki's slow growth, and he's really grateful, you know. Endeavor is the one to suggest to Todoroki that he should visit his mum more. And he goes, and by Endeavor surprised Todoroki has been. But what goes down is Endeavor accepts Izuku as his new son-in-law, you know, he accepts fully. He doesn't like it 100%, but, you know, he has to get over it, you know. There's a bigger goal in mind. Super grandbabies, that's what he thinks, you know. But anyway, what goes down is, as they all go back to school, this is when they all start to laugh, you know, and everyone finds out upon what happens. Ito apologizes to Izuku, and Izuku flicks him and goes, shut up, we're already past that, idiot. As long as you're okay. Todoroki goes, yeah, I'm just grateful we're fine. Everyone's all giddy and happy, you know. Katsuki Bakugo comes in with his hair, and this makes everyone laugh. Even Izuku, like, Bakugo goes, I can't change my hair. It's stuck this way. And Izuku goes, you know, it's a really good look. Best Genius must have did really good things when he goes, as angry as it makes me feel, Deku, he was a really good mentor. And Izuku goes, I can tell your hair's already conformed. And he goes, what did you say, Deku? His hair pops up. And everyone laughs, eh? And Aizawa goes, everyone quiet down. I heard you guys had pretty interesting internships, Midoria. Good job on your first takedown of a villain. You're that much closer to becoming the next number one. Even better than your dad. Your dad's a knucklehead, not you. And Izuku laughs, I know. And he smiles with Aizawa. Aizawa actually has a real smile. But he goes, anyway, today you guys are going to be doing the finals of your actual exams before we go to the forest with the wild pussycats, okay? And Izuku goes, alright. They're all like, alright. And you guys are not going to be fighting robots. You guys are going to be fighting heroes. And Izuku's like, oh no. And Aizawa looks at him and goes, what's the matter, Midoria? And he goes, Dad said something today that made my stomach curdle. And Aizawa smiles. And he goes, all of you kids put your jumpsuits on and meet at City Gamma. You guys are going to be meeting the Teachers You Challenge. And so, of course, everyone gets assigned the same teachers like in canon. And Izuku Midoriya and Katsuki Bakugo is going to go up against the resident number one hero himself, All Might. As he lands, he goes, haha, I am here. You may be my son, Midoriya, but understand this. He clicks his knuckles. I am not going to hold back, except for these weights on my arms, because I have to hold back because of Nezu. And Izuku's like, why the hell did you come up like that, Dad? You're really embarrassing. Bakugo goes, I'm grateful. All Might, don't hold back at all. I want to see where I stand against the number one. And Izuku puts his hand on Bakugo and goes, no you don't. No you don't. Dad's training is crazy. You don't. No, Kachan, no. We gotta be smart. And he goes, I know. I'm not crazy to go and get number one. If I can't beat you, what the hell would make me think I'm gonna go against that? Well, we have to work on a plan to get away from him, right? And he goes, yeah. And so they work on a scheme and a goal to circumvent All Might, you know? Izuku goes, how about this? You build up sweat in your gauntlets and you provide support while I distract my dad. We'll drop a building on him, Kachan. What do you think? Bakugo smiles and goes, wow. That was really, really dark, but smart. Yeah, I agree to that. And Izuku goes, one thing you're not going to hate is I'm going to throw you out the city the moment we get enough chance. He goes, what? Izuku goes, Kachan? He goes, alright. But Deku, I have an actual new ability. Since I was away with Best Genius, I'm able to pretty much detonate my entire body. I won't blow up, of course, but my quirk allows for me to explode now around my body and my feet, so I can fly kind of like you know. Deku. And Izuku goes, wow, really? He goes, yeah. He goes, well then, we'll do our best, right? He goes, right. And so everyone goes the same, okay? And as everyone's watching Izuku Midoriya, Izuku goes, hey Dad. And he goes, yeah? If I was you, I'd take those weights off. You're not gonna beat me and Kachan. You might as well take those off now. And almost like, alright kid. And Nezu's like, nope, he's leaving the cuffs on because your dad will destroy both of you, okay? Izuku's like, okay, thank you, Principal Nezu. As they go off, both Bakugo and Izuku are standing in the building, in the City Gamma until they feel a shockwave. Izuku's danger sense activates. He jumps straight away to the side, uses a Black Whip, and jumps away Bakugo. And this is where Izuku goes, let's begin our plan. Izuku punches the ground. Both Bakugo and Izuku jump into the sewer, or into an area where it's sewers, and Izuku kind of mapped the area out. and it gets to a position on the other side of the city, not close, or more on the east side of the city. They appear, and Izuku goes, "Cool, Dad hasn't seen us. Kacchan, go!" Bakugo begins to go off, and this is when Izuku goes, danger sense goes off, and Izuku goes, "Damn!" Jumps straight out. All Might punches the ground and goes, "Ah, your danger sense sensed me, my son. That's good, but how can you deal with this speed?" He instantly pulls his hand back and punches Izuku. Izuku puts his hand out and takes the punch and gets sent flying. He smashes into the building, and Bakugo knows that he has to build this necessary sweat he needs to get All Might, because they only have one chance of this, okay? He needs to do a full power double gauntlet explosion while Izuku destroys the entire building and drops it on All Might to give them enough chance to win. And so as Izuku recovers, he jumps back at his dad and he goes, "Alright, Dad, let's go." Izuku jumps around, powering himself up until he gets close to All Might, and he goes, "Take 100% of my abilities, Detroit! Smash!" He throws it up. All Might puts his hand up and catches the punch. Izuku used Fire Jin to give him pseudo 100, but it wasn't enough. The attack was shockwave enough, was caught by All Might's hand, and the shockwave actually bounced Izuku back out. All Might goes, "Unfortunately, my boy," blows his hand away. "You're gonna have to do better than that." Miming, my bad. Mock me in the comment section, guys. That was funny. But he goes, "Remember, your quirk that you're using right now builds up 100% kinetic energy. Yes, son. But unfortunately to you, you have a weaker version to my quirk. So for right now, you're not at 100%, so you can't use the quirk the way you should." His All Might appears and kicks Izuku right in the gut, and chops him and goes and hits him on the ground and goes, "No, where's Katsuki Bakugo?" And as he says this, he goes, "Right here, All Might!" He instantly pulls both his pins and he looks at All Might and he goes, "Die!" As he does so, the explosion hits All Might and it's massive, but that was just a distraction and just close enough for Bakugo. He removes his gauntlets, chucks him down, he runs right at All Might and jumps on, holds onto him. "Deku, now!" Izuku gets up, jumps out of the way, he uses Black Whip, and he swipes at the entire building that's on the left of him, cutting it into two from the bottom foundations using his quirk. And All Might goes, "The art of deception. But come on, Katsuki Bakugo, what do you think?" And then right away, Bakugo's body detonates, explodes, singeing All Might's clothes and kind of actually taking him off guard. Bakugo hits the ground. He's like, All Might's like, "I must say that hurts a lot." The old man and Black Whip grabs Bakugo's hand, and All Might goes, "But unfortunately that..." All Might looks up and the building collapses right on top of him. At the last minute, Izuku uses it, goes, "Go, Kacchan!" Throws Bakugo as far as he can. All Might busts out of the wall. He's like, "Nice try!" And he sees Bakugo almost about to make it to the gate, but All Might goes, "You kids." As All Might jumps, Izuku uses Black Whip, wraps around him, grabs his dad, and uses Float to divert his dad, and he slams his dad onto the ground. And he goes, "I may lose, but Kacchan will win, Dad. But he got this." Izuku uses as much power as he can. All Might knocks Izuku out this time. He full-on punches Izuku, knocking him out. And Katsuki Bakugo makes it to the gate, and he goes, "Damn." And he goes, "Oh, heroes win." And they were like, "Whoa, that was incredible." All Might gets scolded by Recovery Girl and Enko because he knocked Izuku out and gave him a massive black eye. And All Might said, but yeah, you know. And he goes, no knowing, you know. And so what goes down is they're all ready for camp. Now the camp situation is going to go exactly the same, where they all have to get off the bus, okay, and they all have to go across the forest. This time, however, because of Izuku being so much more powerful, they make it there upon the time of 1 hour and 20 minutes, okay? They get there and they're all tired, but not tired at the same time. The Wild Pussycats and Aizawa are like, "What the hell?" And the Aizawa goes, "It's probably those two, or those three." And they look at it and it was Todoroki, Izuku holding hands, and Bakugo just standing there, you know. And Momo's talking to him. Yes, guys. I'm going to ship Bakugo and Momo. Yes, I am going to do that. Like how female Todoroki and Izuku are together. Momo, Yaoyorozu, and Katsuki Bakugo are going to get together. But what goes down is they get to the camp, they have food, and they sit up and everything like that, and they proceed to do their training. Now, I'm going to state that League of Villains actually don't attack until about 3.5 weeks into the 1 month training situation. That's when they're going to attack, because they needed the necessary time to make preparations. At this time, Izuku has now reached 50 to 60% of 1-4, you know, pushing himself to such a high degree that he is bloody strong, guys, I'm not going to lie. And Izuku has made friends with Koda, you know. He's helped Koda out every single day, even got him to use his quirk and help out with mandling them, and so Koda's completely changed. And one night, Izuku sees Koda walking away and he goes, Koda, where are you going? He goes, I'm going to go eat on my ridge, Izuku. And he goes, can I come with you? And he goes, yeah. And Todoroki goes, can I come as well? And Koda's like, well, since you're my big bro's brother or girlfriend, yeah, might as well. So Todoroki and Deku go to the clearing or the cliff where Koda stays, and as they're talking, this is when Muscular comes and he goes, how ironic, the boy I come to kill and the girl I come to kidnap is right on the same spot. You guys made it easy. Izuku's danger scent went off and he already tapped Todoroki. And as this goes down, Todoroki puts her hands down, turns it, and ice appears right around Muscular before he can even form muscles. As this goes down, Izuku immediately appears and kicks Muscular right in the face, sending him flying into the mountain. Izuku powers up to 100 or 60%. And what goes down, he goes to throw a punch, and as he throws a punch, it's met by what's his name? It's met by Muscular's punch, and as this is going down, everyone's being attacked. And Izuku's like, Todoroki, what? Get Koda out of here! And if you can, put that fire out! And tell Aizawa what happened. They're after you and they're trying to kill me. They say, right, are you going to be okay? Of course I am. Because Izuku gets punched in the face, but he backflips and he goes, you punched pretty hard there, muscles for brains. But don't think because you're pretty strong, you're strong enough to even take me. I fight my dad on a regular. My dad is hundreds of times stronger than you weak, pathetic excuse for a villain. He gets really pissed off and he wraps himself and goes, is that right, kid? Well, then come up with all you got. Izuku jumps around, blocking and ducking and dodging all the attacks. He's building up 5 gen, building up his kinetic energy so he can launch one massive and powerful attack to end Muscular right away. And Izuku does. He builds the necessary requirements as Muscular is about to attack Izuku full power. Black Whip appears around his arms, legs, and shoulders, and Izuku pulls it back, retracting Muscular's left arm into the air. And Izuku goes, well, I finally reached full capacity. Pseudo 100%, one for all. Jumps at Muscular and goes, I hope you like to eat knuckle sandwich because it's the last thing you're gonna eat. That's nice. He punches Muscular straight in the face. As he does so, a massive shockwave gets sent. Izuku feels Muscular's jaw crack and completely shatter. Izuku smashes him to the wall, completely obliterating all the wall. Everyone feels that shockwave that goes down. And in doing so, what goes down is Muscular's knocked out. He's out cold, and dented into the mountain. Izuku's he turns around, he immediately appears, he goes at 60%, rushing around. He saves one B class members, and when he gets to where Bakugo is, Bakugo's having a hard time against a moonfish, you know, and not to mention Tokiyami. Izuku immediately appears. He kicks Moonfish right in the side of the head, grabs him by the blades and breaks him, and throws him at Bakugo at high speed. And Bakugo goes, thanks, Deku. He goes, I'm gonna destroy you. No, die. And that throws a huge explosion. The Moonfish, putting him into pretty much a massive coma. He's out. He's gone. Tokiyami appears with Dark Shadow, and Bakugo goes, stupid! It does a massive explosion that forces Tokiyami into back within Dark Shadow back into Tokiyami, and he goes, thank you, Deku. Bakugo goes, yeah, not to mention the bread. He goes, what's the haps anyway? And he goes, they come to kidnap Todoroki and to kill me. And he goes, what? Why the? Oh, I see. And as this goes down, Izuku sees Mr. Compress jumping along the trees. And what goes down, Izuku's like, what the? He uses Black Whip and appears, but he misses Mr. Compress. And a blue flame appears and burns the Black Whips. And Izuku's like, what the hell? And it's Darby goes, what's the matter, son of number one? What are you up to? And Izuku goes, what the hell? And he goes, where's your girlfriend, by the way? Where's the multi-haired girl? I wonder if we captured her or not. And as he says that, he looks over and Mr. Compress bows to him, holding one ball. And that's Todoroki, and Izuku was mad. He explodes, red energy or red aura appears around his body briefly, and then he goes full on green. His hair stands up. He rushes. They're about to hit Darby, but they disappear using Krogiri, and Izuku just screams in so much anger. He's like, Todoroki! As this goes down, Izuku turns around, and Bakugo is being held by Darby by a portal, and Bakugo is like, Deku, don't! And he gets teleported away. He's like, Gotron! Izuku's so fuming, so angry, that when they get back to the school, he tells everyone everything, what he saw, and Momo explains to the friends after coming out of hospital that she put a tracker on the Nomu, and Izuku states really clearly, we're gonna go after them, right? And they're like, yeah, and Izuku's like, I'm not gonna leave the love of my life be held by these bastards. And Ida couldn't argue with Izuku, And so what goes down is Izuku, Kirishima, and I'm gonna state for this one, Ochaka Uraraka and Momo themselves, they come to go for the rescue, because Momo wants to save her best friend and her love interest, Katsuki Bakugo. I know it's completely against the normal, but hey, it's my what if. But anyway, what goes down as they do so, Izuku sends a text to his dad. Dad, here's the location towards the Nomus. Me and my friends are gonna go save Katsuki Bakugo and Todoroki. I understand you're gonna be angry, but I don't give a damn. That's Todoroki, and I need to save her. Izuku closes the text and crashes the phone, and then they leave. They get to the area where the Nomus are, and Izuku sees them, and he senses something weird, and yep, sure enough, an explosion goes down, okay? All Might and them jump through the room where they see Shigaraki and them all, and everything goes relative. Bakugo, but what happens is Krogera gets taken down by Gran Torino. Bakugo and Todoroki get teleported using that black sludge, whatever, and they appear right in front of All For One. All For One passes on his quirk to Shigaraki, and he goes, I'm going to lose this fight right now, but you need to live on and take these two with you. Go. As this goes down, Izuku and them are standing there watching, and he's really aggro. He's like, stop this! He rushes right through one for all. He built up enough energy with pseudo 100%. When he gets there, he immediately smashes the boulders around him. He chucks them at the League of Villains. As this goes down, All Might appears and goes, All For One! Punches him. All For One goes, All Might, long time no see. You're looking very healthy. And All Might goes, and you're looking like a big damn potato machine head. Punches right through the air blast and uppercuts Endeavor. All For One, sending them flying. As Izuku jumps out, he grabs Todoroki and Bakugo and flies off in the midair as fast as he can. All the villains try to catch him, but Gran Torino and the more just jump down and beat the stuffing out of them. And so what goes down, Izuku and them land, he's watching, and All Might is decimating All For One to the point where All For One was about to stab All Might when he was distracted. Izuku, for some reason, knew that this was going to be it. His dad could die right now, and he's like, no! And so he powers up to 100% again unintentionally. He rushes at max speed, and before All For One could slam his fist into All Might's gut and finish off what he did 5 to 6 years ago, Izuku lands right by All For One, slamming 100% Detroit Smash. After All Might already did the Detroit Smash, smashing him, knocking All For One further away. Izuku lands, he's feeling puffed. He's like, All Might goes, that's the consequences of using One For All like that. You need to build your strength up further, my son. But we have enough power between each other to take him out relative. Should we give it a go? And Izuku's like, yeah, Dad. All Might's like, Izuku's like, 100%, One For All, explodes. All Might goes to full power, and they both rush. All For One tries to, but yeah, he's met with a double United States of Smash. And not only almost kills him, but puts him in a bad position. Some of his quirks will never heal thanks to the sustained damage he's going through. And so what goes down is, as Izuku and them pretty much gets past what they were doing, they all go off. They all go off because the dorms get made. Dorms get made. And so they all move into their rooms in the dorms, and this is when they all start to do their hero provisional license test. Izuku's the only one that's going to be accepted for it because they believe Izuku has shown the right amount of courage, intelligence, and steadiness to become a proper hero, that they give it to him immediately. And so what goes down is, as Izuku has his provisional hero license, he goes to work for his dad for a bit, with All Might. All Might smiles seeing his son, But All Might states that he can't do hero work all the time with Izuku. He's gonna have to go to someone else, So he goes to Endeavors, He goes to learn from Endeavor, like he did in canon. And why I say that is because he is, just for now, bear in mind, All For One has been put into hospital, and All Might slowly but surely retiring. He even explained to the people on camera. Now that his son's been out and open, everything like that, he's gonna slowly but surely retire soon. So hope you guys will understand. They will understand. They want to throw him a party or something. But what goes down is Izuku goes on to his work placement, right? And he does really good. He does really good to the point where Endeavor's like, I don't know why the hell am I teaching you? You're able to conduit magic through your spear, which is pretty interesting. Anyway, and I mean by Izuku's weapon, because he sometimes has a weapon with him, but I'll get back to that later. Anyway, Izuku spends time with him. Around this point, Lemillion, okay, is dealing with a situation with Overhaul, alright? Lemillion's by himself, and when he sees Eri and lets her go, he's quite taken aback. And he tells Tsunade, and Tsunade is quite interested, and so they do a massive investigation with the Shie Hassaikai in them. And he's like, oh, you know, he gets it. He really does get it, you know. And so, what happens is, Night Eye asks for the heroes to come because they want to find evidence, and they do. They eventually find the right amount of evidence. Bear in mind, Lemillion has met UA 1A, you know, and has demolished them all by Izuku and Bakugo. Izuku demolishes him actually. Bakugo was just had the reflex to attack, but anyway, when it comes to the day of raiding the Shie. Now, when they raid the Shie Hassaikai mansion, what goes down is the reason why they want Izuku Midoria a part of this is 1, Izuku Midoria is the nephew of Night Eye. 2, he's the son of All Might, and this will prompt All Might to come. And 3, he's the son-in-law to Endeavor, so this will prompt Endeavor to even look at it too, just in case. But what goes down is, as everyone gets ready, Izuku gets a phone call from his dad stating that he won't be able to show up. However, Endeavor stated that he'll give a hand if need be. All Might's been talking with Endeavor, and let's just go back on a little bit on All Might Endeavor situation. After the Camino situation where All Might defeated All For One, All Might made it very clear that he's going to retire very soon, and he would like it to handle, to let everyone understand that the next person that's going to be number 1 is Endeavor, and everyone should respect that fact. Regardless on Endeavor's methods, Endeavor is still one of the best heroes to ever exist. He's got one of the highest arresting rates, one of the best type of rescues like All Might does. However, the only thing is his collateral, okay? And a lot has changed from Endeavor hearing All Might give him such a great statue, you know. Endeavor, this blew Endeavor's mind that All Might looked at him this way. At first, he thought it was the idea because their children are dating, but this goes beyond this, and Endeavor really appreciates All Might doing this. In turn, this actually changes Endeavor more and more as a person, as a father, as a hero, and he takes this under consideration. So Endeavor thanks All Might, and he'll do his best when he does get the mantle to try his best to live up to his name. But All Might goes, you don't need to live up to me. You're already a great hero yourself. He goes, and technically me and you are just bench warmers until our children become our age and become better heroes than us. Endeavor and the everyone that's in the reporting room, you know, they laugh because they know it's true. Todoroki will beat Endeavor, and Izuku will eventually beat his dad. Endeavor smiles and still thanks All Might and thanks his hand, and he appreciates it. Okay, now you understand the flashback with that, you understand how things will go with the Todoroki family moving forward as a whole. But anyway, back to the Shie Hassaikai situation. Izuku's dead. He's one of the main people because of his danger sense and his ability to react really fast, and the fact that he is now at 65% of One For All. Izuku's really powerful, okay? Catching up to his dad in strength massively. And so as Izuku begins, he proceeds, what happens, he gets attacked immediately as they knock on the door. Izuku uses Black Whip and pushes the villain straight in the air. Ryuku grabs him as a dragon and slams him down. And what happens is Night goes, Lemillion! Deku! Get in there now! Izuku's like, right! And bear in mind, everyone's still there. Kirishima, Ochako, Suyu and them are there. And Izuku rushes through immediately. What happens is he goes, thanks to his danger sense and his abilities, Izuku just uses smoke screen down the halls and destroys everyone that gets in his way. And so does the Lemillion. Lemillion is angry that he let the girl, Eri, go. And what goes down is when he gets there, he actually gets there way before Izuku does, but Izuku's right behind him until the room starts to warp around. Izuku's like, what the hell? And he jumps off the ground to float, and he's like focusing. He's like, this person's in the wall moving and everything. He's focusing, trying to find any type of tell, you know. Izuku has to be smart. He's in a life or death situation. He can't waste time. And then as he focuses, he sees it. He immediately looks up, he uses Black Whip immediately and smashes where the guy is and pulls him down. At that very moment, Toga and Twice are there, like smiling, bye-bye, you know, because remember the League of Villains there. And Toga is in love with Deku, but she doesn't. She knows if she gets anywhere close to him, it's over. But as Izuku pulls the guy down, he tries to warp it, but Izuku jumps up and smashes him in the face and throws him down to all the cops. As Izuku does that, he rushes off, smashing the walls. He keeps going forward until he sees the million fighting, what's it called, chronostasis and overhaul, to the point where he's actually dodging all these attacks and protecting the girl. And when the bullet is about to hit Lemillion, and Lemillion jumps in the way to protect Eri, Izuku immediately appears and catches it. And he holds it in his hand. He goes, Lemillion, I'm here. Take her now. And he looks like, Deku, thank you. And Izuku, thank you. He looks at Eri and he's like, are you right there, sweet child? All she sees from Izuku is this bright and light golden aura, like he's the sun. And she has a tear and she goes, not to worry, I'm here to help you. Izuku looks right at Overhaul. Overhaul launched an attack. Izuku instantly did a backhand to the air, throwing 65% of 1-for-all force at him. Shisaki couldn't even handle it. He got thrown straight to the back of the empty wall. Izuku flies up to chronostasis and breaks his arm and pretty much releases the gun and the bullets that he has. Izuku knocks out chronostasis and throws him straight at the roof, pinning him into the roof itself, leaving him there. Izuku's really aggro, you know, and looks at Jisaki and he goes, so you go to attack an innocent girl. Izuku and Black Whip appears. It's because Izuku's acting emotionally. Remember how canon Izuku, if he didn't have his emotions in check, 1-for-all reacted that way? Kind of similar, okay? And bear in mind, All Might still has 1-for-all, and he will transfer the 1-for-all to Lemillion. This is the thing, okay? That will still happen, just not right now. But as Izuku's floating, Black Whip appears like wings behind him, and a smoke screen comes around him, and Izuku's like looking at him and goes, you like to hurt innocence, right? You like the pain? You like all the evil that you have done to people? Do you think that's nice? And he's like, I'm not going to be lynched by a damn bastard brat like you! Slams the ground and uses Overhaul to try to attack Izuku. Izuku uses a Black Whip to destroy everything around him. Easy as, and then flicks it away. And we'll have Overhaul's like, damn you, kid! Damn you and your family! All of you were quirks of the disease. Izuku appears right in front of him and goes, you talk too damn much. He wraps his entire body with Black Whip, protecting his body from, Overhaul's abilities, because bear in mind Izuku was debriefed, so he understands Overhaul, if he touches him, it's over. So blocking himself with Black Whip, and if you hear airplane, sorry guys, I can't be bothered stopping and starting. It annoys the hell out of me, but it just has to go this way. But Izuku activates Black Whip and he makes what is known as the 1-for-all black armor, or Black Whip armor. And as Izuku stands there, like Izuku grabs Jisaki, he tries to grab Izuku and tries to use Overhaul, but Izuku's like, what's the matter? You can't use Overhaul against my quirk, can you? He's like, what the hell? And Izuku uses 65% and throws Jisaki right at the roof, smacking him up there. And as that happens, Ryuku actually unintentionally at the same time smashes to the ground with the giant, giant person that is part of the Shie Hassaikai, you know? And as they hit the ground, Ryuku lands with them. Night appears too, and Izuku's like, everyone wait! As Jisaki uses this to use Overhaul, Izuku flicks and does a Delaware smash. 100%, blasting it away. Izuku looks at his finger. It looks briefly injured, but he's like, damn it, I still don't have control. I have to rely on Fajin then. Izuku looks up and Jisaki absorbs chronostasis and is about to absorb the other guy. But what happens, Izuku appears and uppercuts Jisaki straight in the air. Everyone's like, who's that guy wrapped in their black aura? And what happens is, Anada goes, that's Midoria. Everyone stay out of his way. Izuku flies in mid-air. But as that goes down, the big massive guy that was fighting Ryuku grabs Izuku. Izuku grabs him and throws him out of the building. But this was enough for Jisaki to grab grab him and combine him into his body. So now he's that big ugly form. When Izuku sees, it's like, what the hell? And he goes, ha, you're powerful, kid. I'll give you that. But guess what? I am too. He goes to rush at Izuku. It's like he knows that he has to push himself. Like, if he doesn't do nothing now, he's gonna die with a lot of more other people. Izuku only got briefly debriefed on Eri, you know. If he found out the truth, he would have instantly went to 100%. Izuku instantly goes, alright then, I'm breaking my rule, but I have to do this. He goes, 1-for-all, 100%! He goes 100%, his hair stands up, green aura appears around his body. And Eye looks at him, it's like, hey kid, look at him go. He smiles. Lemillion managed to get his Eri to safety, and he jumped up and he appeared out of the ground where Jisaki didn't even see, and he goes peekaboo, puts his finger at Jisaki's face. Jisaki tries to instantly block it, but his hand goes through his head, and he instantly Lemillion instantly grabs a quick cancelling bullet and stabs Jisaki straight in the side. and drops out of the way. And he goes, "He's all yours, Midoria! Give it everything you got!" Izuku instantly leans back and he goes, "Thank you." And as Jisaki is slowly but surely losing his quirk, Izuku jumps at him. Jisaki manages to use Overhaul to prevent Eri's quirk from fully weakening him. So Jisaki pretty much gone back to... He pretty much has to retrain his Overhaul quirk. Izuku appears right in front of Jisaki and lands a decisive blow. He goes, "Detroit! Smash!" Boom, hits him. Smashes him, hits him on the ground, 100%, causes a massive tornado. Like when I mean tornado, it blows everyone away. Everyone's like, "What the hell?" But then they're like, "Yeah, come to expect it. That's All Might's son. Like, what the hell do you expect?" Izuku does such a big shockwave that blows everyone away. Like, they're like, "Wow." Jisaki is put in a coma immediately from the attack. Izuku stands over him. His arm is a little bit bruised and a little bit red, but he's standing there. Stanley goes, "Argh." He comes down and he stomps on Jisaki, and he goes, "Well, lucky the quirk bullet. Lucky for you, the quirk cancelling bullet didn't fully work." And he kicks what's it called, Jisaki away. He's knocked out entirely. They come in and instantly put quirk cancelling gloves on him. Izuku goes down in the building, feeling that people are still fighting, and when he gets there, he sees Fat Gum still fighting, Fat Gum and Kirishima still fighting. Izuku lands in the middle. And the guy goes to throw a punch, what's it called? But when they see Izuku appear in the room, they're like, "Oh my son!" The guy with the barrier puts a barrier up and tries to put as much barriers as he can. And the guy that had fun fighting Black Gum and Kirishima goes, let me out, I want to fight him." And Fat Gum goes, "Thank you, Midoria, thank you, Kirishima, Red Riot, you giving me the chance to do Justice Javelin." Smashes right through the barrier, but the other guy that was behind the barrier, the one that makes it, he got hit with the full attack. Well, the other guy jumped out of the way and rushed at Izuku. He throws a punch at Izuku, but Izuku just puts his hand up and catches the attack. And goes, "Kirishima, you alright?" Blocking it like nothing's happening. Izuku's using using Danger Sense and his own strength to block all the guy's punches, and he's getting excited knowing that Izuku's not even trying, and he's going faster and faster, and Izuku's just blocking them like nothing. Izuku walks over to Kirishima. Izuku can sense kind of like when people have killed in the tent, and this guy just wanted to have a good time, This person, he must be a bad person, but he wanted to have a good time and fight. Izuku instantly catches his hand this time and bends him down, like how Thanos gets bent down by Captain Marvel. Izuku does the same, flies over him, grabs his pinky finger and bends him down, even making him scream from the pain. He's like, "Oh, damn kid." Izuku's like, "I'm trying to talk to my friends." Boom, kicks the guy straight in the face, knocking him out, sending him smashing into the wall. And what happens is Izuku grabs Red Riot or Kirishima and helps Fat Gum. They get away, they leave, of course. And Fat Gum thanks them, and Izuku starts to make his rounds throughout the entire building. Everyone gets handled, and when Izuku gets over, he sees Toga stabbing Eraserhead, and Izuku appears and kicks Toga right in the gut, sends her flying. But Twice was able to make hundreds of copies of themselves to get away at least. And so what goes down is they get away. Aizawa thanks Izuku for helping out, and what happens is the whole Shie Hassaikai situation is over. Now, as this was going down, a message was sent to Redistro from Shigaraki, which was picked up by the Hero Association. And so all the heroes right now, as we speak, are gathering for one ultimate battle. They know that they only have a couple of months to get built up while they do so, and they make sure inconspicuously they do so. So right after the whole overhaul situation, I just got so confused. What goes down is Izuku and them go back to schools, go back to the dorms, and they're all happy, that Izuku sees Todoroki and she's happy, What goes down is Endeavor at the time is made the #1 hero, and everyone welcomes it and they smile, Endeavor goes, "I'll do my best to become a good enough #1 hero for you guys to respect. I am not All Might, and I do not fancy to act like All Might. At the same time, I have respect for the man. And so I will do my best like how he did. Thank you all." He walks away, and Todoroki's like, "I can actually hear sincerity in my father's voice." It makes you smile. And Izuku grabs her hand and goes, "Well, your dad has changed. All you need to do is just give him a chance." And she looks at Izuku and she goes, "It's thanks to you." She goes to look at Izuku and goes, "I love you." And Izuku goes, "I love you too." They embrace again. At this present time, Katsuki Bakugo has become really good with, what's his name? best genus to the point where he's really, really good, you know. All of them have their hero Provisional license, all their stuff, all of them got it, you know. No one failed, and what ends up happening though is, as Endeavor is made the #1 hero, this is where their work studies again proceed to start, okay? And they want to keep the appearance, so what goes down is this time, Izuku, Bakugo, and Todoroki all go with Endeavor again, but this time Momo Yaoyorozu joins this time. Even though she wanted to go with what's it called, was it Midnight or the other lady? I'm not sure who they went with, but Mount Lady, I'm not sure. But what goes down is Izuku, Todoroki, Bakugo, and Momo, they go, but then Endeavor goes, unfortunately, Momo, you will not be fast enough to keep up with us. And Bakugo goes, don't count her short, she's pretty good, and goes, I'm telling you the truth, kid, I move fast, so you guys better keep up with me. Midoria will be able to keep up with me, but I don't know about you other three. And Endeavor was telling the truth, you know, even Todoroki agrees. He tells Momo that maybe it's best if you do your internship, because she goes, no, not to worry. She goes, she's been working on this for a while. She uses her quirk to make like a kind of jetpack, copy Mei Hatsume's quirk jetpack. But what she does is, because she can make the necessary fuels and things, she goes, I can keep up. Endeavor smiles, you know, he goes, damn you kids, you guys are good. Well, let's go then. They immediately disappear, and Momo rockets off with them, and Bakugo's like buzzing out, you know, but Momo realizes that Bakugo's really, really like checking her out. And the reason why I changed Momo to be there is you'll find out soon, okay? Bakugo needs a spotlight. But anyway, they get there and immediately Endeavor starts to save people, and so does Izuku. Izuku begins to help Endeavor. The situation with the high-end Nomu will happen soon, okay? Will happen soon. But what goes down, as they're going around the city saving people, they're helping out. And this is when Hawks appears and he goes, psychics. Midoriya, hello. And he goes, Hawks, nice to see you. And he goes, I see you're really good at flying. And he goes, yeah. And he goes, what do you think about Tokiyami? And he goes, Tokiyami's cool. And as Izuku's about to talk, Endeavor goes, what are you doing here, Wings? I'm working. And he goes, I come to give you this. Read this page. It's very important, okay? And read Midoriya in them into it as well. It'll be very enlightening. And he flies away and he goes, for appearance sake, there's a surprise coming. Be on your guard. And he flies away and Endeavor understands this and he goes, alright, will you guys be ready? Momo makes a full bodysuit now, like a kind of Iron Man suit over her body. Not imagination, she works within her parameters because she kind of saw Mei Hatsume's technology and she made it better, okay? I'm just going to say that. She made it kind of better. And because she makes a suit, it allows for her to do brawling type and rocket around and help out. What goes down is Bakugo is a surprise upon her. Now, long story short, after Endeavor takes out the guy that takes out Glass, Endeavor thinks, like, he sees that Izuku's just floating around next to him, holding the civilians that he helped out. And Todoroki, Bakugo, and Momo all appear slowly. Well, what goes down as this happens, Endeavor sees it, and so does Izuku. Senses it. Izuku puts the people out of the way, and immediately Izuku gets hit by an extended giant arm, smashing him through a building. And Endeavor gets hit as well. Bakugo and Todoroki, and they see them, and they're like, a Nomu. Bakugo immediately appears and shoots a big explosion. Todoroki shoots fire and ice, and Momo shoots a rocket out of her her robot suit, her Iron Man suit, pretty much. In doing so, the high-end Nomu gets tanks their damage and heals and attacks them all. What goes down, Bakugo is more faster than the other two, and Todoroki and Momo get actually hurt badly by the first attack. And what happens is, when Todoroki was about to get impaled by the high-end Nomu, Momo jumped in the way and stopped it. When Bakugo sees this, he instantly pulls the pin to his gauntlet, blows off the arm. He immediately appears. He pulls the other pin at the Nomu's head and goes, "Get the hell away from Momo and die!" Pulls the pin, explodes it right into the Nomu's face, burning half of it, almost destroying the Nomu's head entirely. The Nomu is singed in the pain and goes, "Damn you, brat! I'm gonna..." And as he says that, a green flash appears right in front of Bakugo. 100% Izuku is really pissed off and he throws a punch straight at the higher Nomu while he directs that Nomu towards Endeavor. Izuku uppercuts the Nomu straight into the air towards Endeavor. Endeavor goes, "Nicely done, kid!" He grabs him, he goes, "How dare you touch my Shoto!" It does a big explosion and he flies the Nomu in the air. He puts his hand straight into the Nomu's eyes. Now bear in mind, Endeavor gets a scar from that backhand he got, okay? So he still gets a scar, but as he's flying in the air, he ignites a massive explosion, you know? Everyone's like, whoa, is that Endeavor? And Izuku says, yes, it is Endeavor. Everyone, all of you guys, get out of here now. Everyone looks at Izuku and they go, oh, All Might's son. He's part of Endeavor's crew? Well, okay, everyone move. Everyone starts to go, and that boy that calls out Endeavor stating, look at him. He's the one that still states, look at him. He's doing great as a #1 hero. He's even raising the next #1 heroes up. Wow, what a great hero. He's a great replacement to All Might. Everyone hears this and they all agree, yeah, Endeavor, go! Endeavor takes the Nomu into the air and he goes, he feels the praise and he goes, thank you all. He goes, I hated this word for always, but you know what? This is a perfect chance. Plus Ultra! And as he says that, he starts to explode. And he goes, Prominence fire, Prominence explosion. He detonates and destroys the entire Nomu. And as Endeavor destroys the Nomu, he falls to the ground, about to black out. Todoroki immediately throws ice to catch her dad. And he catches him. And what happens is, Bakugo's holding Momo. She was severely injured by the Nomu. Bakugo rips off the armor and grabs her and she's bleeding out. And then Bakugo goes, Momo, don't die! And as this goes down, he goes, Deku! And he goes, Izuku looks away and goes, get Momo to hospital now! Izuku grabs both Bakugo and Momo, because Bakugo is holding Momo bridal style, because she's actually pretty hurt. She's trying to save, Todoroki. And Bakugo Izuku takes them both to hospital and lands her there, and he has to rush back to help Endeavor, you know? But Bakugo goes, go off and help Endeavor now! Izuku says, yeah, Kachan. Rushes off. Izuku rushes off at max speed, not realizing that he's now reaching 75 to 75, one for all. And he pushes himself to the point where he manages to get to Endeavor. Todoroki's trying to call her father down. And this is when Darby appears. Darby goes, what a unique scene to see. Well, looks like I caught both of you at a weakened position. Wonder what it would be like to kill the #1 hero and his child. Let's give it a go. As he does so, Izuku appears and slams his fist right into Darby at 75%, 1-4, knocking him out entirely, cratering him. And Izuku this time prevents Darby from whooping away using their black sludge by instantly wrapping him up with black whip and holding him there, pretty much crushing him there. And he goes, you dare touch my girlfriend and my father-in-law? Slams him onto the ground again. The hell are you? Really angry. And they're like, what? And they was like, Midoria, it's alright. Thank you. Izuku looks at Endeavor and he holds Darby by the throat. He's like, man, you're lucky, bro. He walks over to holding Darby there in midair using black whip. Izuku helps Endeavor up. And Izuku goes, well, #1, what a cool first day. That was great, I must say. And Endeavor's like, thank you, kid. And what happens is they all go to hospital and they heal up and everything. And they all thank Izuku. Izuku and Endeavor do get the credit, of course, and everyone sees that. They're like, wow, why isn't Izuku Midoriya a hero? Why aren't these kids heroes already? But they understand, you know. And so what goes down is, Darby's been taken in, and they find out that he's actually Todoroki. He's a Todoroki himself. He's Toya Todoroki, not Natsu. Toya, my bad. In doing so, what goes down is Endeavor's shocked, you know. And he's got quirk cancelling cuffs on him. He's put into Tartarus, and Endeavor visits him, and he's so saddened that this has happened to his son, and he wishes he could do something about it. But Darby doesn't give a damn. He's angry. You know, he wants to kill his dad, but he can't. He wants to kill Todoroki, but he can't. And Endeavor goes, well, good luck on that, because then you have to go against All Might's son, and All Might's son will kill you next time you go near him, my son. Near her, my son. Do you understand that? He stands up. He's like, what? He goes, yeah, your sister's dating All Might's child. Izuku Midoriya, so I'll hold back if I was you, unless you want to die immediately. And he walks away and Darby's like, ugh. He's buzzing out, you know. Endeavor walks away and they all thank him, and everyone, the news conference, everyone, all the villains, there's no overrising of villains or villainry because of the fact that All Might just retired. He's still really strong. They all see that. He just retired, okay? And so villains stay put, you know, except for the Meta Liberation Army. This is the thing that takes prominence. So as Endeavor goes back, Izuku and them meet up with the Hero Association and they're read on the file. What goes down is Endeavor states that he'll like Izuku Midoriya part of this. And they all agree. They give Izuku a hero license, not a makeshift one, a hero license, thanks to his power and his grit and the fact that they need him. And they add towards the heroes. They even give it to Bakugo and Nomu. They state that they're ready, and then in a month's time they'll be raiding the Meta Liberation Army. So they need to wait till the opportune moment. And so a month transpires, everyone's going out. Bakugo in that month he was with Momo the whole time, holding her hand, you know. He couldn't believe he could have lost her, and he never expressed his feeling towards her. And so when she woke up, he told her that, like, she goes, Bakugo, what are you? And he just hugs her and he goes, you're alright. And she loves this hug, you know. She blushes, goes, yeah, but what are you? And he kisses her straight on the lips and goes, I almost lost you. If I can be weak around anyone, that's you. Momo looks at Bakugo blushing. She goes, what? And he goes, I want what Deku has, but I want it my way. He grabs her and he goes, will you be mine, Yaoyorozu? This makes her blush and the whole world goes up and sparkles. And she goes, yeah, of course. And she goes, yeah. And so what goes down is she accepts, and Izuku and Todoroki are like standing right there like, good, took you guys long enough. And Bakugo goes, what the hell? Deku, get the hell out of here. And he goes, nah, bro. And he goes, and they're best friends, idiot, shut up. And Bakugo goes, yeah, true. And so what goes down is Izuku goes, hey, don't you forget, Kachan, that we have that bloody festival to go to and sing, right? You're the drummer. And he goes, yeah, prop boy. Izuku goes, shut up. They both laugh, and so from there they still do that thing for Eri, where they make her smile, and it works, you know. It makes her really smile, makes her happy, and she loves it, thanks to everyone. And this makes everyone so, changes them all, because they know what's about to happen. With 1A, 2A, and 3A, and all the higher classes, all the main hero classes are ready. The support corps, everything like that. Nezu has UA built up and ready for this massive attack. The League of Villains, not even All For One, know what's about to happen. All For One doesn't realize that Shigaraki and them have been found out and that the heroes are moving against them. They have been watching Gigantomachia to the point where when they see that they're fighting Gigantomachia and they see that they're leading Gigantomachia to where Redestro places, they realize that now it's time. So immediately, all the heroes converge around the city, to the city. Sorry, you guys can mock me. I find it funny when you guys roast me. But they all appear around the city, where, what's it called? Well, where the Meta Liberation Army is. As this is going down, Shigaraki and them are making their way towards Redestro, you know? And this is the perfect time. All the heroes scatter and start to take out villains left, right, and center really, really fast. And before they even know so, all the main heroes, top heroes of the world, even All Might come out of retirement to help, you know? But he's following Endeavor's lead, the number one. He's not going to disrespect him. And so they all go on. And what happens when Gigantomachia comes, he goes, Midoria, All Might. So he goes, Deku, All Might. He goes, yeah, you two take that giant beast out. And they're like, right. They both rush off. And as Gigantomachia get close, All Might does a Detroit smash, punching Gigantomachia's head up. Izuku comes down 100%, punching Gigantomachia's head straight down into the ground. When he slams and hits the ground, what he ends up going down is Mount Lady stomps on Gigantomachia, pulling his arm back, and the Best Genius wraps him up. They put massive quirk cancelling gloves on Gigantomachia, and as he looks up, what happens is Midnight goes right by him and releases her thing on him, and fully puts it right in his nostrils, you know, forcing him and makes him choke on it, like making him knock out entirely. The moment this goes down, ice appears right by them, and what happens is a massive flame wall explodes it away. Todoroki realizes that she can control her fire like a pyrokinetic, like how she controls her ice. And she instantly starts to fight the guy, and the ice guy goes, you're much like me, kid. Why are you using your fire? You should use your ice. It's better this way. And what goes down, a fire javelin goes right through the guy's leg. And he's like, what the? Bakugo explodes. He goes, you shouldn't be worried about her. You should be worried about me. And as he turns around, Bakugo goes, he does the massive howitzer explosion right to the ice guy's face, and it explodes, it detonates and knocking him out. But Todoroki does a gigantic prominence fire right at him, also keeping him at bay, putting him in a bad position. Now what happens is when Twice sees Toga getting hurt, he still explodes, but what goes down is Endeavor does a massive eruption of flames, destroying all the Twice clones. And as Twice sees this, what goes down, Hawks lands on top of his head and knocks him out and tells him, this guy's not actually a bad guy, he's just kind of messed up. Endeavor goes, whatever you say, make sure he's fine. He put cancelling gloves on him and Toga. And what goes down is the This is when they see Redistros fighting in the middle. All the Meta Liberation Army have been taken out left, right, and center by the heroes until the building falls and Shigaraki and Redistro appear. Endeavor lands around the building and goes, "You two villains are coming with me." Shigaraki's like, "Is that so?" He's about to touch the ground with his arms. Izuku uses Black Whip and grabs him and pulls him up. And goes, yeah, you're not doing that. Wraps him around with Black Whip and pulls Shigaraki to him. Shigaraki's like, "The kid!" Izuku slams a fist right into Shigaraki's gut, breaking all his ribs, and sends him smashing into the ground. Redistro is about to attack Izuku, but All Might catches his hand and goes, "How dare you try to touch my son?" He cracks Redistro's thumb. He's like, "Ugh." He goes, "What? I think it was because I retired that I'm not as strong as I used to be." All Might's really, really pissed off and Redistro, he instantly jumps away and goes 100%. He pushes himself, he pushes his stress levels to the point, and he calls for his suit, everything, just to help fight All Might. All Might goes, good, so I want to destroy you, You dare try to lay your hands on my son? Boom! He punches and a massive punch smashes right through Redistro's robot mechanical body, destroying all of it, just leaving the rest of the body. He tries to use this massive stress attack, but All Might just catches it and crushes it. Endeavor throws a fire javelin right at the leg of Redistro. He's like, "Oh, the hell!" And Endeavor comes down and slams his fist right into the robot's face, and mounting it, and he goes, "Yeah, he's also my son-in-law, so you're gonna be dealing with both of us." All Might and Endeavor look at each other, and they both agree and nod. They rush at Redistro. He's just like in a bad way, like, "Oh damn!" All Might and Endeavor totally and utterly demoralize Redistro to the point where he's on the ground. All Might stomps his foot on him. Endeavor holds a fire lance to his head and he goes, "What are you gonna say now, Meta Liberation leader? You surrender or not?" And he goes, "If not, they're all gonna be arrested." And he goes, he puts his head down. And he goes, "I surrender." And he goes, "Good." All Might grabs him and throws him straight towards where the people with the communication outfits are. Endeavor lands right next to him. And it goes, You're lucky you got out of there with your life. All Might would have killed you if you would have touched his son." And as this goes down, they all hear this massive earthquake, shockwaves, and explosions going down. Izuku was taken on Shigaraki, but Shigaraki has proceeded further along in his All for One stage, where he's actually nearing Izuku's equal in power. Izuku's only at 75% at this time, as you know. Izuku kicks Shigaraki away, but every time Izuku does, Shigaraki tries to decay the ground, taking everyone out. Izuku has to use Black Whip to keep him in the air. Because Shigaraki can't use Decay on Black Whip, this frustrates him, but he's starting to use his All for One abilities, like Air Cannon and Tendrils. But Izuku instantly throws him up even further, and he flies up and Izuku's like, "What the hell are you trying to prove anyway? That's your All for One successor." And he goes, "What's the difference? You're All Might's successor." He goes, "Hell no, I'm his son!" Smashes Shigaraki right in the face. Shigaraki goes to try to put his hand on Izuku by decaying him. But what ends up going down is Izuku puts his black armor around him. He goes 1 for all black armor, being Black Whip, and white smoke appears out of Izuku's body. And Izuku grabs Shigaraki and slams him on the ground. He goes, "You're no way of beating me." Smashes Shigaraki. "Give up now!" Smashes him again. Shigaraki uses both his hands and decays the ground immediately. Izuku grabs him, crushes his ribs, making Shigaraki cough out blood, and throws him in the air again. What happens? Izuku jumps up in the air and he goes, "If you're not gonna stop, then I'll make you stop." Flies up over him, and he goes, "This one's for you, Dad, and everyone else." And Shigaraki's his body's broken. He can't do nothing. He can't defend against this attack. Izuku comes down and he goes, "The United States of Smash!" Comes around at Shigaraki's face, hits him, slams him into the ground, causing the biggest tornado earthquake Izuku ever caused. Shigaraki is nearly dead from this attack, okay? I'm just going to say this out right now. Izuku hits Shigaraki. Yeah, he's not going to wake up out of his coma. Let's just say that, okay? As Izuku stands over Shigaraki, he picks him up using his Black Whip to wrap around him. And everyone looks around, seeing all the villains and being wrapped up and pulled up by the heroes. Izuku looks over and sees Endeavor standing on Redistro himself. Izuku smiles again, "Yeah." And all the villains just start to surrender immediately. All the Meta Liberation armies surrender immediately, all over Japan. And they register. He tells them, Redistro goes, if I tell you all the people and help you with all the people, can you make sure that I'm the only one to go down for it? And Endeavor goes, "We'll do our best, but if any of them have crimes, they're going to jail." And so that's what goes down. After this, everyone from Class 1A are made pro-heroes. Everyone that intervened, okay? Everyone. Nearly no hero died at all. Heroes got injured, but no hero died this day. A lot of villains got put in their place badly. Shigaraki been taken into Tartarus, of course, with Ori Destro and all the other ones that attacked that day. A majority of the Meta Liberation Army, as long as they follow the rules and listen, none of them will go to jail upon their conditions. So a lot of them really, they changed their ways. All the Meta Liberation Army in all of Japan changed their ways immediately. Izuku is made a pro hero before his first year is ended. So is Todoroki, Katsuki Bakugo, and Momo Yaoyorozu. All four of them from 1A have been made pro heroes, where everyone else are just heroes, and still they have hero licenses, but they still need to attend UA. And what goes down is Izuku, he works out from his dad's job in Tokyo. He works out from his father's hero agency, you know, to do his best. Endeavor wanted Todoroki to go with him as well, but he understands that his daughter wants to be by his partner. And so, after everyone graduates from UA after 3 years, Izuku and Todoroki announce the date that they'll get married, and they get married pretty young because they make it very clear. Hold on, guys. Sorry about that. My dad just gave me some food, but anyway, Izuku and everyone start to like Bakugo and Momo Yaoyorozu. They get married and they get together, whatever, you know. And so does Izuku and Todoroki. And what goes down is 10 years later. Okay. 10 years later, Izuku Midoriya has been proclaimed the #1 hero of Japan. Endeavor stood down from us and gave it to his son-in-law. As Endeavor stood down, he's holding both his grandchildren in his arms, you know. Endeavor's like, hello you two, my godchildren. Well, my god little grandchildren. It makes Endeavor proud. He throws them up. He's happy, like a happy grandpa, you know. All Might's also the same as well. And this really changed a lot because these two superpowered kids have both Todoroki's powers and Izuku Midoriya's powers. Like, these kids are going to be monstrously powerful. And Endeavor is so proud of his daughter. She became the #3. Bakugo became #2, you know. As they all planned, as they all suspected all those years ago that this would happen with these kids 13 years ago, you know. And so as Izuku stands on the top, he's holding his wife, and well, he can't get his children. Endeavor always has his children, or has his grandchildren all the time when he can. All Might and Endeavor always argue on who gets the kids, you know. That's how funny those two have become as grandparents. Todoroki's like, oh, Dad, you're embarrassing. But they find it funny. By this time, Darby has been rehabilitated, and thanks to Eri, his skin has grown back, and they were able to help work on his weakness towards his quirk. Thanks to Darby, he was able to help find Dr. Izuku and everyone else, because he managed to hide. Dr. Izuku almost cloned a real awful one again, but thanks to Darby's valuable information, they managed to capture Izuku and destroy all the Nomus, and in turn, Darby got a provisional pass, and he got help by the doctors to help heal his injuries. Thanks to Shield, All Might's brother, I think, Izuku's uncle, they were able to make a thing to help him, and Eri helped recover Darby's skin too. So what goes down is Darby now can use his fires without permanently hurting himself now, but he has to stay with Endeavor, and his hair's white, okay, not the black one, so no one knows that he was Darby. And so what goes down is after everyone has their happy ending, you know, a fissure in space opens right in front of Izuku Midoriya. Izuku's like, what the? And everyone gets ready to fight, like, you know, and out comes Izuku Midoriya. And as Izuku's floating in the air, he's like, well, Deku, #1 hero, the son of All Might. I'm very impressed at how this universe time period came to be. And you married a female Todoroki. Hey, Ochako comes out and she smiles. She's like, oh my gosh, to see Todoroki like this is so incredible. It's so cute. And she looks at Izuku's children. She goes, oh my god, they look almost the same as our children, just different color. Look like the same as our son. And Endeavor's like, wait a minute, who are you guys? Even Izuku's like, they're all like asking questions. Izuku goes, I'm Izuku Midoriya, but not from this universe. You're looking at a copy of me in a sense right there. He has the power of one for all, like his father, right? I have all those powers, and then some. My name is Izuku Midoriya. I'm the multiversal watcher, known as the one above all, Deku. I watch universes good and bad, where I either become a hero or a villain, and I come to tell you how proud I am and impart a connection from me to you. So if you ever need help, Deku, I am here, okay? And Izuku smiles, they both shake hands, and they're like, wow. Alright, and he goes, just tell me, what kind of quirk do you have? Oh, I have a super copy quirk. I can copy all your quirks and amplify them to 5 times more. But after I copied one for all, yeah, that went ridiculous. So all my millions of quirks I have are at a ridiculous level. And when I copied all for one, yeah, that happened too, where all my quirks became submissive to me. And then I copied a stupid power, which made me the way I am now. That is New Order, the Stars and Stripes quirk. I know it's classified, but hey, I have it. They're like, wow, what the hell? And Izuku goes, there'll be a time where I call upon you, Deku. A time when I need your help, if you don't mind. And he goes, yeah, it's like I've known you all my life. And Izuku goes, well, of course, me and you are one of the same. We just been dealt different hands, okay? Izuku shakes his doppelganger and goes, I'm looking forward to the great future I see from you, okay? And I'll stay tuned, okay? But anyway, I'll see you guys later. And everyone says goodbye. They're confused, but they're like, oh, damn. And Ochako and Izuku leave and back into their portal. And Ochako goes, okay, that was really cool. I really enjoyed watching that. Wow. Seeing you, a world where you inherit all for one, a world where you're indestructible, a world where you inherit one for all. Like, whoa, Deku, like, that's incredible. And he goes, yeah. But there's so much other things that I can show you. Dr. Kahu has hundreds of stories, you know? He even has stories outside the multiverse where we come from to deal with these things called Dragon Balls. And not only that, another universe where there's a character by the name of Naruto. I'm slowly but surely gaining access to those realms, but it's up to Dr. Kahu whether he allows me to see them. And Ochako goes, who is Dr. Kahu anyway? And he goes, oh, he's pretty much our narrator. I can't explain to you, but he's the reason why me and you exist in this realm. And she's like, oh, I see. She's kind of confused. It's a long story, but my dear, I'll tell you about it over the period of time, okay? And so, what story should we look at now next, my love? And she goes, well, since we looked at that, I want to look at the upgrade quirk one, okay? The one where you can boost other people's stats and stuff like that. And Izuku goes, oh, yes, that one. Well, I'm going to do so, but I have to directly interfere with certain things, okay? You'll understand when I start the story. But if you choose that, alright. So the story is that we're going to be watching next is, what if Deku had an upgrade quirk? Interesting. Well, are we ready, Ochako? And she goes, yeah. And as Izuku pretty much pushes on the glass screen that's floating in front of him, this is where we're going to leave this what if, guys. I hope you guys like this. Please like and subscribe. Leave your comments down below. And yeah, thank you guys all for your support. And as usual, guys, this is Dr. Kahu saying peace.